That pitch we talked about yesterday, one of the best pitches in baseball, backup slider.
Dan, it's a little scary because he recognized that quickly out of hand. He knew what that was. It was just too bad of a pitch.
The 1-2, swinging a pop foul out of play. Too bad of a pitch.
It happens, though. Because what happens is you see that spin early on. You're like, okay, this spin is up in the zone where I can do something with. It's supposed to go here, and it doesn't go there. You foul it off, and you're like, oh, my God, I just missed a backup hanger.
The 1-2, off the plate and in. No, hit him.
Jersey.
Clipped his jersey. Not the start you're looking for from Jack Flaherty in that start against San Diego. Again, the hard contact started in the second inning, and then he walked the final three batters that he faced in the fifth inning of work. His final line, he went 4 1/3, gave up 2 earned runs on 4 walks and 4 hits. Alec Burleson can hit a little bit. First pitch, swing and a miss, knuckle curve. Again, that was such a weapon for him in 2024 when he was with the Tigers, when he was with the Dodgers. And it just wasn't the same consistent, really wipeout pitch that it was in 24 last year. Fastball in, 1-1 on Burleson.
Yeah, I like what they're trying to do. He again, I say the fastball is important for him. It doesn't mean you just have to sit back and rip fastballs early. He just showed Burleson that breaking ball down over the top, then went right in with the heater. Just missed, though.
The 1-1, swing and a miss. That's a good knuckle curve.
The sequencing so far has been really good. Good thoughts right here by Dylan Dingler, and pretty good execution in this particular at-bat from Flaherty.
McGonigal right up the middle, trying to shorten that lead of J.J. Weatherholt at second. The 1-2 is soft tap foul, slider off the curveball. Both look pretty sharp early.
Yeah, good spin, good line and break, especially to that curveball. The curveball, the thing you don't want to see. You don't want to see the little hump pop up out of his hand. That's how you recognize it very early as a hitter. That had really good line out of his hand, looked like a fastball, and good tilt down to the left-handed hitting Burleson.
Mixing pitches extremely important because lefties really did crush the fastball from Jack Flaherty last year. He sets the 1-2, bounced it up to home plate. That bounced 4 feet in front of home plate. Dylan Dingler kept it right there with a good block. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Burleson last 2 years hit 270 with a little bit of power in 2024, up to 290. A little better power. Not a big power guy, but 21 and 18 home runs the last 2 years. Doubles power. The 2-2. Got him. On the outside edge, you could tell Burleson wanted the challenge, but he did not. It was right there.
He wanted to really badly. Right there on that edge. He might have just clipped that edge, but we'll never know, Dan. We'll never know. But again, it was a nice job right there.
Yes.
He had him softened up. Two curveballs, both in the dirt, then zipped him with a fastball away.
Ground ball to first base off the bat of Gorman. Torkelson will field and head over to first base. Make the play unassisted at first. The runners advance to second and third. Nolan Gorman, coming off a rough couple of seasons, softly grounds out. Puts 2 in scoring position, though, for Jordan Walker. First pitch today brought to you by McLaren Health, the official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. Walker, we talked about yesterday, there is still tremendous. When a player shows you what he can do early in his career and then he tails off, those skills are still in there.
Yes.
It's just that he's now trying to recapture the form that had him put up great numbers as a rookie at 21. First pitch, fastball outside. Very upright stance. Big guy, 6'6", 250. Extends the hands away from the right shoulder as he cocks the bat over it. 1-0. He swings and fouls it back our way, down to our right. We're perched above home plate. A perfect vantage point here at Comerica Park, just to the third base side. Early threat for the Cardinals. A walk, a steal, a hit batter, and a bounce out. 2 in scoring position. This is a big batter for Jack Flaherty. The 1-1. Fastball. Strike called on the outside edge at 95. Walker turns around, asks home plate umpire Nate Tomlinson. Said, yep. Might have been a little outside. Good call. And this is where framing skills still matter, Bobby.
Yes. Dylan Dingler absolutely stole that strike. That ball, from my eye, this is my opinion only.
Oh, no, it was outside.
It was clearly out. But again, Cardinals not wanting to burn the challenge early in the game. Dylan Dingler got the strike call.
Now the 1-2. In the dirt, it gets away from Dingler. Coming home, Weatherholt. Throw it to Jack Flaherty. And Weatherholt stopped and went back to third. Wow, that's rare. He was halfway to home when Flaherty got the ball, but by the time he turned, he was already clearly about to get back to the bag.
Yeah, that was not a good read by Weatherholt. Didn't locate the baseball. It was not too far outside of the dirt portion of the home plate area. Dylan Dingler hops on it very quickly, and Flaherty did a nice job of not buying a ticket and getting down the home plate to cover the base.
He wanted to throw to third, but I don't think he had a throwing lane.
No, that's probably right. That's right.
You could tell he was frustrated with himself, but I just don't think he had the throwing lane to throw. Keith was there, but didn't want to risk it.
And that's probably the best decision right now. You got a guy at the plate that has some swing and miss in his bat. He's located 2 fastballs away. He's primed for a breaking ball off the plate right here. You don't want to throw that ball in the left field.
The 2-2, swing and a foul out of play. Had a solid walk rate. The strikeouts weren't too high as a 21-year-old rookie when he put up that 780 OPS we talked about yesterday. Remember, league average right in that 715, 720 range. Just a simple measure of how good a hitter is. Well, the walks have dropped and the strikeouts have jumped. And it's a struggle right now for Walker. The 2-2. Got him! Fastball 96. Out of the gate for Jack Flaherty. Walker takes it called third, second of the inning, and Jack Flaherty strands 2 in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Tigers and Cardinals, game 2 of a 3-game weekend series. We're scoreless. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Enjoy ball schemes!
And all eyes are on...
Keith leads off for the Tigers. McGonigal Torres to follow the Tigers facing the 28-year-old from Justin, Texas. Dustin May. Colt Keith takes ball 1.
Yeah, Dustin May, interesting change for him. He's made a lot of changes. We'll talk about that. But it's a sweeper, 4-seam fastball, changeup, sinker, curveball, and cutter. The distribution is what's changed quite a bit from a year ago.
The 1-0. Fastball at 96 for a called strike.
Noticeable change in his arm angle. He's raised his arm angle up to more of a traditional 3/4 slot. He was very low 3/4, borderline sidearm in years past. He's battled a variety of injuries.
The 1-1. Curveball bounces. So last year, Bobby, it was hard. Everything was hard.
Yeah,
because it was 2 types of fastballs plus a hard cutter.
Yep.
And then a slider.
That's and a wide sweeper from that slot. It was very easy for him to throw a sweeper, and he threw it a bunch. It was his most oft-used pitch.
The 2-1, low and inside, yanked the cutter at 94. So he's added in a curveball and a changeup, trying to give right-handers something more to think about.
I think
and lefties,
the
too.
lefties, especially with the changeup, I think is where he's going. But he's also doing it from a much higher slot. So I think that his four-seamer is going to play a little bit better. The arm's a big arm, and he'll average 96. Velocity's never been a problem with him.
3-1, ground ball hits off of May toward first, and that'll be a base hit for Colt Keith. But the concern now is for Dustin May, who just took a shot. That ball was a two-hopper that hit him hard, I think, on the right leg. Oh, man. It was fielded by Burleson, but all he could do was pick it up 30 feet wide of the bag. But that, oh, boy, 104 off the bat?
Yeah, one hopper.
And he is right now kind of hunched over.
Oof.
But he could hardly put any weight on it after that. The left leg.
Was it the inside of the inside of the left knee, Dan? It's hard to tell on the look we've gotten thus far.
Yeah, it just hit so hard.
Yeah.
Like it definitely hit his left leg. Or the.
He's flexing around his his right ankle. Maybe it hit down on the shoe.
They're having him kind of do some toe raises. Yeah, he's flexing the right ankle.
Yep.
And after a shortened start yesterday for the Cardinals, in any game, obviously, you don't want a starter to come out in the first inning after one batter, but this is his push-off ankle. Now he's going to take a couple of warm-up tosses. First one looked fairly normal. Looks like he's able to push off. Not that that's a big deal to have a, right ankle you can't push off on.
It's got to
be throw 96.
Exactly.
And trainers Oliver Marmol, the manager, both said, yeah, you're okay. Go get him.
You're going to have to be okay. And if you're not okay, you're still okay. Okay?
Go get him. Brings up Kevin McGonigal. So an infield single for Colt Keith to start the bottom of the first inning. Dustin May is okay. We hope. I mean, truly, you just don't want a guy to always worry. We hit down by that ankle. Kevin McGonigal takes the sweeper for a called strike. I was talking to Kerry Carpenter yesterday about his impressions of Kevin McGonigal. He said he never looks overmatched. He said it's not that easy. He was just kind of laughing at the quality of the at-bats for Kevin McGonigal. The strike one, swinging a foul. It's not that easy. But that's what impresses him, and we've kind of seen that, Bobby.
And when you get that from a guy who's been at this level, I mean, Kerry Carpenter's not a 10-year vet, but he's not a rookie either. He's been here. He knows what this looks like. Another good left-handed hitter. You get that compliment to a guy who's just a few games into his first season in the major leagues. That's impressive.
Short, cautious lead for Keith. This is a pitcher you can run on. We'll be watching that today. The strike two got him. He froze him with a sweeper. McGonigal 3 walks, 3 strikeouts coming into this game. And I think now 3 of the 4 strikeouts with that strikeout have been on called third strikes.
Yeah, and if you notice what teams are starting to do to him now, they're starting to go soft away with breaking balls away from him on the plate. Something to keep an eye on.
Quick toss over to first to drive Keith back. Dustin May, a third-round pick out of high school in Texas, in Justin, Texas, in 2016 by the Dodgers. Debuted to the Dodgers in 2019 at 21. And this was an electric arm when he was healthy at the beginning of his career. A cutter strike to Gleyber Torres. He was healthy the COVID season, made 10 starts, appeared in 12 games. 12 was about the maximum starts in that 60-game season that anybody got. And then the injuries hit. A sweeper strike, and Gleyber Torres falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Tommy John surgery in 2021, came back in August of 2022. A flexor strain put him on the IL in May of 2023. Surgery a couple of months later. The 0-2, a little bit low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He was on the road back in 2024. Then he had surgery to repair a torn esophagus. Could not find how that happened. And that wiped out the rest of that year. Right elbow neuritis wiped out the end of 2025. So that's 5 straight years of significant injuries. Gleyber Torres takes a pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Like we said, we kind of joked about it before we went on air. This guy you kind of root for, all the injuries and stuff. Just hope he, the Tigers have a better day than he does today. Put it like that.
2-2. Swing a line drive to right center field, and that one's going to drop. Scott over, but he's going to have to field it on a couple of skips. Trickles under his glove. Now Keith will be waved around third. He's coming home. There will be no throw. Slides head first across home plate. Line drive, single, misplayed by Scott, and the Tigers take a 1-0 lead in the first.
Just a good job of hitting with 2 strikes by Gleyber Torres, but what's new? He does that all the time. And a good job by Colt Keith. You run hard till someone tells you not to run hard. Victor Scott kicked it around in center field, and Gleyber kept going. He gets close to third base. You know what's happening when Joey Cora is at third base. He's going to crank that bad boy, and he sends him all the way home. Good play, good base running by Gleyber Torres, and a good send by Joey Cora.
Are they giving that a straight double?
That can't be a double.
That can't be a double. It was misplayed by Scott in center. Kerry Carpenter, changeup, misses down and away. They've not gone up. Now they do.
Yep.
Single and an error.
That's right.
But that's a perfect example of why Gleyber Torres is so valuable to this team. Falls behind 0-2, gets it to 2-2, fouls off 1 2-strike pitch. Swinging a fly ball left field. This one's deep. Going back Church to the wall. Gone! Line drive into the Tigers bullpen in left. Number 1 for Kerry Carpenter, and the Tigers take a 3-0 lead in the first.
Yeah, Kerry Carpenter said enough of this Dylan Dingler show. I'm checking in here. He got a change up down. This is good hitting. Change up down and away from Kerry Carpenter. He stays on it and hits a bullet out to left field into the bullpen. Really nice job there by Carp, staying on that ball, not trying to do too much. By doing so, he gets rewarded for it. Backspun that bad boy out of here, backside.
You try to pull that ball, you roll over to second base.
It's 4-3, 99 times out of 100.
What an impressive piece of hitting. We were talking before the game, hoping that the good swings yesterday were a sign of things to come. We really don't, I don't know. I don't worry about Kerry Carpenter.
No.
I just don't. Green takes a pitch outside. He understands his swing. He understands when timing is off, what he has to do. Four-seam fastball for a called strike to Riley. Riley's been swinging a good bat the last couple of days. The Tigers' home run this year is a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or Pizza Portal pickup. 3-0 Tigers in the first. The 1-1. Swing and a foul. Definitely trying to mix all of his pitches in, but talk about that Gleyber Torres at bat. You extend the bat long enough, and it was just a mistake.
That's right.
On the 2-2. The 6th pitch of the at bat, and it was much to Gleyber's liking. The 1-2. Off the plate and in. And that's what Riley Green's talked about. His training this winter was not only to see those shapes of the pitches that give him trouble and learning how to lay off, but also how to foul them off to extend at bats.
It happens. Sometimes that's what it is. This is the big leagues. You're not always going to get pitches you can do something on. With 2 strikes, you're just trying to spoil it to get another one.
May, extreme first base side, 2-2. Fires a fastball, 98. Like Bobby said, nothing wrong with the arm. The arm's still plenty lively, which is impressive given 3 different elbow issues. Tommy John surgery, flexor tendon surgery, neuritis last year. 98. The 3-2. Spun it, tried to get the back door with a sweeper, and away. He was looking in. He wanted the call. It's ball 4. And the Tigers have a chance to really put a big number on the board here, already leading 3-0.
And that's one right there. And I know it's early, but if you're the Cardinals, the challenge has become more game theory than anything else. Maybe if you challenge that at strike 3 and you find a way to get closer to getting out of this inning, but they didn't. And Riley Green's on first with a walk.
Dylan Dingler batting. First pitch fastball up and in. We talked about it on the pregame. AJ asked about Torkelson hitting 8th, and it's really just a function of this young man needs to continue to move up in the order.
Yeah.
Dylan Dingler was swinging a really good bat. He did really all of last year. Swing and a miss. In a year in which the league hit 244 collectively, Dylan Dingler hit 278. It used to be that league average was closer to 260, 270, so 278 wasn't anything special. Well, you're 34 points in batting average above league average. That's a pretty decent season. Fastball up and away. Talk to hitting coaches. They still like batting average.
They do. And listen, and that's always, again, I'm obviously older and doing this job now, but when I was coming through, the game's changed. We know that. But it was the standard. If you weren't doing what the average on your team was, then, you're subject to get moved out.
Good hitters count for a good hitter. The 2-1. Oh, and away. Sweeper away. 6 for 20 start with the only 2 home runs the Tigers had hit until the Carpenter home run. 3-0 Tigers. A man on, still only 1 out. A long first inning for Dustin May. 25 pitches, 13 balls, and 12 strikes. The 3-1. Swing and a foul. He had a rip and a fastball.
He's disgusted with himself a little bit right there. That's one. It was middle, a sinker.
That was the pitch that got hit hardest for Dustin May last year. Came back from all those injuries, pitched 132 innings for 2 different teams, but ERA was at 5. High walks, decent strikeouts. 3-2, swing and a miss. 4-seam fastball up and in. A foul tip to the glove of the catcher Pajes. Pajes is very good behind the plate. First pitch today was brought to you by McLaren Health, the official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. Our first inning brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. 2 outs. See if Zach McKinstry can keep this inning alive. 3-0 Tigers on the Carpenter home run. First pitch to Zach McKinstry is low and in. Not many strike ones. 2 for 7, and that's going to lead to trouble for any pitcher. Green edges off of first. I don't think Riley's going to be running, but the Tigers will be running on this guy if they have the opportunity. Get the right guys on. Cutter at the belt gets a called strike. Nate Tomlinson's our home plate umpire today. Mark Wegner at first. He's the crew chief. Bruce Dreckman at second. Carlos Torres is today's third base umpire. Gorman's at third. Sajaci at second. Sajaci at short. Weatherholt at second, the rookie. Another flip over to first to drive Riley Green back. Sajaci at short, shades right up the middle. So the superb Mason Wynn is getting a day off, and Gorman deep and off the line at third. Gorman's below average at third. The 1-1. Spins the curveball. Good looking pitch. Called strike. Torques waiting on deck. Outfield today has Church in left, Scott in center, Walker in right. Scott in center patrols gap to gap as well as anybody. The 1-2. Curveball away. Tried to double up on it, not close.
He tried to land that curveball backdoor like he did to McGonigal as well. Came off that one, ran away from his arm, just stayed out there, right-handed batter's box.
He's a 6'6", 210-pound righty. Works extreme first base side of the rubber. Places that left foot in front of the right glove at the belt when he sets. 2-2. Swing and a foul tip. In and out of the glove of the catcher Pajes. Frustrated he didn't catch it. I'm always amazed when they do.
Right, exactly. You see what he's trying to do. Soften Zach up with that breaking ball pitch before. Obvious next location was heater up. He got it there. That got just enough of it.
Green short cautious lead will draw another throw from May. Crowd doesn't like it. No home crowd ever likes a pitcher paying attention to their runner. Now McKinstry waiting on a 2-2. May holds it for a beat. The pitch. Swinging a slicing foul out of play. Powered him in with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Even if the Tigers don't do any more damage this inning, they have made Dustin May throw, well, with his next pitch, at least 34 pitches this inning. Any 30-pitch inning early can usually shorten the day of any starter. Green takes off, 2-2, pitches high, threw down to second base. Got him. Wow, we had to wait for Bruce Dreckman. We had to wait a long time. A.J. Hinch has got his hand out down in the Tigers' dugout. Wait a minute, let's, if Bruce wasn't sure, let's check that.
Well, it looked like he was looking in for strike 3.
He's definitely out. I don't know why Bruce Dreckman waited so long. I guess he just wanted to make sure that Sajasi had the ball in his glove at the end of the play, and he did. So, Green cut down attempting to steal. Tigers take a 3-0 lead. Carpenter's 2-run home run caps the scoring. We go to the second inning. 3-0 Tigers after 1. Trying to make it 2 straight over the Cardinals on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
All schemes.
And all eyes are on
NetSheets.com or on the app.
Jack Flaherty working with a 3-0 lead. Cardinals bat in the second inning. First pitch up and in, just a little bit tight. Thomas Sajasi. Boy, you want to say Sagassi so bad. I've been good so far. Saggese is Sajasi. Sajasi takes 1 ball, 1 strike. Now he swings, right-handed batter, pops it up, foul and out of play. So JC's just 23 years old. 317 at AAA when he was there last. Not much power, he can draw a walk. And then at the major league level last year, almost 300 at-bats. Just about 260, but no power. Swinging a soft little tap foul. As we said, this is an all-homegrown lineup. I don't remember the last time I've seen that. Everybody in this lineup was either drafted or signed by the St. Louis Cardinals. The 1-2. Fastball got him. 93 outside edge. Jack Flaherty's working on the edges today.
No, it's good.
He's living out there, and he's now starting to locate.
Absolutely, Dan. You're right. You know, people say this all the time. If you can get your fastball in a given outing or a given bullpen session glove side down, you're going to have a good day. That right there, that pitch right there was glove side. It was up by design, but he got it glove side just where he wanted to.
First pitch, fastball low and outside to Nathan Church, left-handed batter. 3 of these lefties that are in the lineup today were out of the lineup yesterday. Now the knuckle curve misses down and in. 3 strikeouts, all on called third strikes. All of them on fastballs. 2-0 on Church. The pitch, up and away. Odd little bouts of wildness from Jack Flaherty. His walk rate went up last year, but the strike throwing actually was some of the best of his career. Never been a great strike thrower. He was for the Tigers in 2024. They have a knack for getting guys into the strike zone. The 3-0. Fastball up and away. Walked him. 4-pitch walk to a guy that really doesn't worry you a whole lot at the plate, Nathan Church.
It's those high arm side misses, too, Dan. They just seem to come out of nowhere. And typically speaking, it means that pitcher's coming out of his front side a little bit and the arm's just a touch late. A little out of sequence there.
Now Pajes takes a fastball up and in, and it clipped him. My goodness. Walking a hit batter in the first inning. Now walking a hit batter in the second. Fastball up and in, and it just clipped his left forearm. Dingler actually caught the ball, but it did graze him.
Just so odd given the location of the fastballs he threw to JC. Right where he wanted to. That quickly he lost it.
Victor Scott bunts out in front of home plate. Dingler will come outfield and flip down to first. He knew he had to hurry, and he did. No wasted motion after he picked it up. A quick flick down to Torkelson because Scott can fly, but he was bunting for a base hit. It'll go in the books as a sacrifice to put runners at second and third.
Yeah, that was a good play by Dingler. Actually, quite frankly, a little bit lucky that was right out in the middle of the diamond there. If he gets that a foot either way, it's going to be a problem, especially down the third base side.
J.J. Weatherholt steps to the plate, left-handed batter. First pitch, slider on the back door. Boy, that felt like a break for the Tigers, for Scott to lay that down.
Right where he did, 3-9-1 to first base. That's blazing.
Blazing. Strike one. Off the plate and in with the slider. 1-1 on Weatherholt. Again, top prospect for the Cardinals. They're very excited about the potential with this bat. Power speed combination. Still just 23. Swings and taps it foul off his leg, and it's 1-2 on J.J. Weatherholt. It was a long first inning for Jack Flaherty. His pitch count is climbing. Next pitch will be his 40th here in the second. 2 walks and 2 hit batters. Don't see that very often in the first 2 innings. First trip through the lineup. The 1-2. Spun it, but low. Weatherholt walked as often as he struck out in the minor leagues. That's always a very good sign. You can hit for average, walk as often as you strike out. A little bit of power. You can tell why the Cardinals like what this guy brings to this lineup and what the potential is for him adding to a lineup that needs help. Kind of rests that bat on the left shoulder, angles it down over the shoulder, lifts it off as the pitch comes in. A swing and a soft little tap foul on the knuckle curve down and in. Knuckle curve looks pretty good today.
It does. He's got good spin, good line and bite to that pitch.
Kind of the fastball location that's really messed him up.
And that's the thing. It's one of those situations where if I don't have to respect your fastball, I'm going to start looking backwards and looking for that knuckle curve.
3-0 Tigers, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball up. 93 riding at the top of the strike zone. Weatherholt couldn't find it, and for the second straight inning, Jack Flaherty ends the inning with a strikeout and 2 in scoring position. Tigers bat in the second inning. They've got a 3-0 lead over the Cardinals. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7.
Peach and cranberry. Enjoy responsibly.
Zach McKinstry leads off with the Tigers' first pitch curveball, low and inside. 7-8-9 hitter. Zach was at the plate. He'd already seen 7 pitches from Dustin May. So now he's seen 8 pitches over 2 at-bats. He was at the plate when Riley Green was cut down attempting to steal to end the first. The 1-0. Fastball middle. Missed opportunity there. It's swinging a foul out of play. The four-seam fastball is by far the more effective of the 2 fastballs for Dustin May last year. He threw the sinker more, but it got hit pretty hard. Lefties and righties, mostly lefties. Extreme first base, side of the rubber. The 1-1. Fastball 97. He's been cruising 97, 98, but this one is a little bit high. 2-1.
And it's interesting, had changed like the arm angle and everything. He was so low. He threw a ton of two-seamers last year. And there was a lot of probably unintended run, quite frankly, to that pitch.
2-1. Yanks. Change it. Boy, there's some big misses. McKinstry now with a 3-1 count.
There's a lot. There's just so many pitches. You go back, you look at the heat maps, you look at the video, there's just so many pitches in the middle of the plate. Arm angle changes, more four-seamers. I think he's got a better feel of it. But you're right, today there's high arm side, low glove side misses all over the place.
3-1, swinging a ground ball foul down the first base line. 34-pitch first inning for Dustin May, and now he's going to need at least 6 pitches. Facing the first batter of the second inning. 3-0 Tigers. Today's game brought to you in part by the Michigan Lottery. Play the Michigan Lottery's Detroit Tigers instant game and online games. It's time for Dollars on Deck. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Pretty good cutter. It's a hard cutter. 3 miles an hour faster than the cutter last year. 94 with some pretty good movement into a lefty.
He likes to use that pitch when he's ahead in the count. Problem is he hasn't been ahead in the count enough to break it out, especially against left-handed hitters. Throw it on the inner third.
And he needs that against lefties. Lefties had a big edge against him last year. Higher average, more walks, and more power than righties. Cutter to Spencer Torkelson, a called strike. So time for Dollars on Deck. Parker Meadows now gets a hit this inning. Northfield Lumber will donate to Detroit Blightbusters. Northfield Lumber is Michigan's oldest business and largest Trex decking dealer. May drops the hands into his motion. The strike one. Bounces the sweeper. 1-1 on Torque, is off to a 3-for-24 start. May stands at a slight angle to home plate, extreme first base side of the rubber, raises the glove, takes a big step back with the left foot. Lifts the leg, drives to home plate, the 1-1. Torque swings and fouls it out of play late on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Fastball a little up. 97, like you said, Dan, got a little hop at the plate.
Torque knees slightly flexed, hands tight to the right shoulder as he cocks the bat over, tucks that left shoulder in, the 1-2. Sweeper misses low and outside.
Key for Torque here, just continue to stay in the middle of the field. Hit a line drive that got caught yesterday by the St. Louis second baseman. That was a good sign for him. Stay in the middle of the field, opposite field gap for him.
The 2-2. Swing and a little soft tap foul on the sinker at home plate. Torque will see at least 6 pitches. Yeah, it was the setup change and the approach change, just that really dedicated approach to hitting big part of the field over the second baseman's head. Kind of that's the thought. And man, did it result in a lot of good things for Torkelson last year. The 2-2. Swinging line drive down the right field line. Slicing. Foul. Not quite home run distance. But I think that's a good sign right there.
That's a good sign. That was another sinker from Dustin May right there. In the pitch before, he got a sinker in the middle of the plate. And after, you could see Torque was visibly annoyed with himself, and he took that right hand and shoved it right through the middle of the diamond. Kind of a reminder to himself: stay in the middle, stay right here, stay in the middle of the field. He's gotten just a little bit rotational. That front hip starting to leak a touch early in this season. He's trying to correct it. He knows it. Now the hard part is actually correcting it in the game.
Again, the 2-2, swing and a foul. There was a lot to like, not just about the bounce back and hitting 30 for their second time, but he doubled his barrel rate. Barrel rate can tell a story.
Yes, it does.
And he doubled his from the year before. But he really there was just good, solid underlying numbers that back up the performance in terms of the ability to have a disciplined at bat, can draw a walk, can drive the ball, and it was consistent. Curveball, swinging a tap foul, so he's doing what Gleyber Torres has showed them all how to do. Foul off some tough 2-strike pitches. He's going to see at least 9 pitches. See if you can get a mistake from Dustin May. You feel like any at-bat that goes long, you've got that opportunity, especially against this guy.
No doubt. You start to feel good about yourself in that box, and you start saying, I'm going to get this guy.
One more time, the 2-2. Spun it. Oh, he backed it up. A complete mistake and got the called third strike on the inside part of the plate. Let's pause right now for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Best pitch in baseball, Bobby.
Back up breaking ball. It's undefeated.
Complete mistake. Parker Meadows batting. First pitch, cutter up at 93. Well, you're battling. Catcher setting up low and away. It backs up, and you just it's hard to pull the trigger.
So you're so angry. Because you see the spin, and it's supposed to be over here, and it doesn't go over there. It stays there, and it's a strike. Oh.
A 1-0 fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike, right through the middle of the plate. Parker Meadows off to a 3-for-18 start. And if you swing at it, you're going to swing underneath it.
It's a mess. It's a whole mess. There have been multiple pitching coaches that have tried to
teach it,
and do it, and execute it, and it's impossible.
1-1. Change up a little bit low. Jordan Zimmerman's the only one I knew who intentionally threw it there. And at his peak, he could do it.
If he could have done, he needs to try to teach it, because if he does that, he'd make a lot of money. He made plenty of money playing. He'd make a lot more if he could teach guys how to do that one.
Meadows got some good hitters count. The 2-1 off the plate and in with the cutter, throwing the cutter a lot today. Again, he's trying to battle lefties who have the big edge against him. Injury report is brought to you by McLaren Health, the official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. Today's game brought to you in part by Northville Lumber, the official lumber yard of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 3-0 Tigers are in the second inning. The 3-1 pitch to Meadows. Yanked it down and in. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. So again, the Tigers pushing that pitch count up. First trip through the lineup. A first pitch strike. He faced 10 batters the first trip through because he faced McKinstry twice. First pitch strikes 3 out of 10 batters. And that's just, it's going to lead to a long day.
It's a tough way to go.
Long day in terms of not much success. Short day in terms of how long you're actually in the game. Colt Keith swings and hits a ground ball foul down the first base line. Strike 1.
Great time to run right here. Take off right now. Should have gone first pitch.
Absolutely.
You're up 3-0. It's bottom of the second inning. You got your leadoff hitter standing in the box. You got a guy out there scuffling who's not quick to the plate. Steal this bag right here.
Green cut down last inning, but he didn't get a very good jump. Meadows knows how to get the good jump. May sets, holds it for an extra beat, flips over to first. No tag applied. Burleson's a lefty. He can drop that right glove down, but he just caught it and threw it right back to Dustin May. 3-0 Tigers. They got a chance to add on here. We saw Parker Meadows steal with 2 outs yesterday, and then a couple pitches later, Javi Baez singled him home. It'll be a shock if he doesn't go here. Colt Keith asks and gets time. Sharp single off of the right ankle, it appeared, of Dustin May in the first inning. But he's just hitting the ball hard.
He is.
It feels like every time he steps to the plate. Oh, Meadows thought he had it, and then he stopped, but a line drive, base hit into right center field. Meadows around second, heading to third. Up with the ball is Walker, and Meadows will be held to third. Throw to second. Got him. Jordan Walker's got the big arm. It's not always accurate, but he threw a strike down to second base this time, and they cut down Colt Keith for the second straight inning. A runner cut down at second base to end the inning. Tag applied by the shortstop Sajasi, and it's because Colt slid over the bag. Tigers threaten, do not score, make May work by throwing a lot of pitches. We head to the third inning, 3-0 Tigers on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit Sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
All schemes.
And all eyes are on
That's what bursting means to me.
Line drive down the left field line. Von Herrera on the first pitch of the third inning doubles. Line drive right over the head of Colt Keith into the corner. Line drive double on the first pitch. Jack Flaherty would like to have a nice, easy inning, but he's pitching in trouble with traffic each of now these first 3 innings. That ball was smoked. First pitch, sinker, low and away. Pitch that he does not throw often. We saw him throw a lot of change-ups in the spring. I asked him a week or so ago, does he plan to bring that pitch back in? And he said it's really just going to be start to start, game to game. Burleson takes a pitch up and away. And it didn't feel like he was, put it this way, non-committal. Swinging a ground ball to first base, fielded by Torkelson off his left shoe top along the line, crosses the bag with his left foot. Herrera goes over to third. 3-0 Tigers. We're in the third inning. Third inning is brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. For fast service and the best price, choose Mastercraft. Tigers feel, Bobby, that he can get by with the 3 pitches that he has, the fastball, slider, and curve. And last year the curveball wasn't as big a weapon. The improvements this year they feel will come from just better sequencing and locations of those pitches in the strike zone. You've already seen some things that you like here today with how he's using the fastball, but also think maybe, given the fastball is being a little scattershot, has to pitch a little backwards.
I think he does have to pitch backwards today. He has better command of both the slider and the curveball.
Burleson takes knuckle curve in the dirt, almost hit him. He's already hit 2.
You know, that doesn't remove you from the usage of the fastball and the importance of the fastball, especially for Jack. He's still got to locate it. He's still got to use it. But as it stands right now, those other 2 are his best pitches. So he could get away with that.
Nolan Gorman takes 4-seam fastball up and away. Flaherty's strike throwing has been way off today. 49 pitches, 26 strikes and 23 balls. You're always looking for the 2-1 strikes to balls. The 3-1 or the 3-0, a slider for a called strike. So he's going to a 3-0 count on Weatherholt, a 3-0 count on Church, walked him, a 3-0 count here on Gorman after going to 2-0 on Burleson. The 3-1, ground ball fouled on the first base line. Gorman is kind of like Walker. We touched on him yesterday, had a really nice second full year in the major leagues at age 23. Only hit just under 240, but through walks, hit with power, hit 27 home runs, and his OPS was over 800. And that's fallen down to 670 the last 2 years combined. 3-2, swing and a miss. Fastball up, gets the swing and miss. 5th strikeout for Jack Flaherty.
That's a great job right there. You look at how Jack Flaherty has struck out the batters he struck out today. They're all fastballs, they're all 4-seamers, and they're all up in the zone. It tells you exactly what's happening. Soften them up with the off-speed stuff. You don't have great command, throw it up in the zone. He's beat those guys with it today.
Now Jordan Walker swings and pops it foul out of play. Back our way, down below us to our right. Walker took a called third first time up. This is a strange collection of numbers through 13 batters. Swing and a miss, fastball low and away. Flaherty has shut out the Cardinals so far on 1 hit. He's walked 2, he's hit 2, he's stranded 4 in the first 2 innings, both innings. The runners were in scoring position. He struck out 5. 3 on called third strikes, and now 2 on swinging third strikes. And as Bobby said, all of those third strikes were fastballs. Walker asks and gets time from the home plate umpire, Nate Tomlinson. Clouds have moved in. They're blocking the sun. Rain is on the way. But later, the 0-2. Down with the slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jordan Walker. Right-handed batter off to a 5-for-24 start. Trying to recapture the form that he had at 21. He's still young. He is still shy of his 24th birthday. But it's got to be grinding mentally, Bobby.
No doubt about it.
You're trying to find that. Haven't had it for 2 full years. Breaking ball down and away. Went back to the minor leagues. He struggled so much in 2024. He was with the Cardinals all of last year, but hit just .215. Not the dynamic offensive player that he was just a few years ago. Very upright stance. The 2-2. Swing and a pop-up foul first base side, and that'll get into the seats. Torque came over, just got a better look at where it landed. That was a good live fastball.
It sure was. It had a little extra gear on it, 94 miles an hour.
Bobby, we're seeing more vertical on his fastball in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I think part of it is, too, I think that vertical release angle is a little bit lower than it has been in years past, and he can get some really good extension, 6'8", 6'9" out there.
2-2, shot into left field, a base hit in between McGonigal and Keith. Sharp single for Walker, 4-seam fastball center cut, and the Cardinals are on the board. Herrera trots home. Tigers lead cut to 3-1.
That fastball, like you said, Dan, it was center cut, but it was up in his zone. He tomahawked that, got that top hand moving. And just got it through the left side.
No, you're right. It's higher than I thought.
He's gone upstairs with 2 strikes, and perhaps Walker was looking up there.
Pitch count for both pitchers is climbing. Fastball at 90. Fouled out of play by Sajasi. Strike 1. Sajasi took a called third on a fastball first time up. Next pitch for Flaherty will be his 60th, and average pitch count through 3 would be just under 50.
That swing from Walker, Dan, reminds me of one of my and our favorites, George Hendrick. He's up for election in the Cardinals Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, he's got to make it, right?
Galesy, you got to get that top hand moving, son.
The strike one in the dirt. That was an old-fashioned swing, it felt like.
It was.
You hear about get on top of the ball, and all that is getting guys so that they're not getting underneath the ball too much, right? You're never on top of the ball, but he was on top of that one.
He was on top of that one. Get that top hand moving.
So JC at the plate, the 1-1. Off the plate and away. It's been a struggle. It's kind of what we've been watching with Jack Flaherty. You see the good, the great, and then the inconsistencies. The 2-1. Yanked a fastball low and away. Another 3-ball count, 3-1 on Sajaci. This guy's going to make you throw him a strike. But he's not. This is a team that just doesn't have power threats. It's a guy you can challenge and not be too worried about what's going to happen. Swinging a soft ground ball to third. Colt Keith gets around it. Six that glove out. Fields and fires a strike to Torkelson at first. So JC grounds out. Another long inning by pitches for Jack Flaherty. Cardinals are on the board. Double, bounce out, single combination. Tigers bat in the third. They've got a 3-1 lead over the Cardinals, trying to make it 2 straight in this 3-game weekend series. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meijer.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7.
For Medicare.
Tigers to go to the bottom of the third inning. Kevin McGonigal takes first pitch cutter for a strike, 92 inner half. Tigers have had plenty of traffic on the base paths against Dustin May. Scored 3 in the first. Came oh so close to adding on last inning. Ground ball up the middle and a base hit for Kevin McGonigal. Change up, he was on it. Stayed big part of the field and a sharp single into center field to lead off the third inning.
Love it, Dan. Can't say it any better than that. It's exactly what he did. This is what good hitters do. Got ready to hit early, got that front foot down a little bit early, rode it out with his front side, saved his hands. Took what the pitcher gave him. That was a single. He took a single. Didn't try to make more of it. He's on first base with a leadoff base hit.
Took a called third first time up. Just doesn't seem like you can keep him down for more than an at-bat. He's going to get on base. Pitch bounces up to home plate. Pajes can't find it. It bounces off to his right. Big turn for McGonigal around second. He was ready to go to third if Pajes didn't find it. He stops at second base. A wild pitch has him in scoring position and a 1-0 count on Gleyber Torres.
Drop anchor, young buck. Love you being aggressive. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor, though. That was a nice job, though, advancing on that ball in the dirt, kicked away from Pajes.
Torres singled first time up, the 1-0. Sweeper misses away. 5 for 13 throwing first pitch strikes for Dustin May. He is below average most of his career. The ability to throw a first pitch strike, the 2-0, swing and a miss. Well located 96 mile an hour fastball. But it's why the Tigers emphasize strike one and have led the league, the American League, in first pitch strike throwing by their pitching staff the last 2 years. And last year it wasn't even close. Sets up the whole at bat. Gleyber Torres swings and misses. And when you're consistently falling behind 1-0, it just, you're going to run into trouble.
Well, it's a hard way to go, period, full stop. But it's also a hard way to go when you don't have dynamic swing and miss stuff. Sometimes you can get away with getting behind a little bit, but not near as much as he's been today.
McGonigal at second base. Weatherholt, the other rookie in this game today, keeping an eye on him, trying to shorten that lead. Nobody out. Tigers trying to add to a 3-1 lead in the third. The 2-2 swing and a soft tap foul. That's a sinker with tremendous movement down and into a righty. The difference league-wide in what hitters do after the at-bat starts 1-0 versus 0-1 every year is about the same. It's 200 points of OPS difference. Think 800 if it starts 1-0, 600 roughly if it starts 0-1. The 2-2 ground ball chopped to second base. That'll get McGonigal over to third. So Gleyber Torres does his job, makes it productive out. I know he wanted to do more, but at the minimum, you want to get that runner over to third, and he did that with a bounce out to second base, and that brings Kerry Carpenter to the plate. Fly ball could bring home a run.
There's still room in this game to play the game the right way. Gleyber Torres does that. It's going to force the Cardinals to bring the infield in with one out and a man on third base.
Everybody in tight, right up to the edge of the infield grass. Gorman at third. So JC at short. Weatherholt at second. Burleson at first. First pitch cutter up and away at 93 to Kerry Carpenter. McGonigal takes his lead off third on the grass in fair territory. The 1-0. Strike on the inside corner. So you always see that runner at third taking the lead in foul territory, but with a lefty at the plate, you're basically making it that much harder for them to try to backpick.
I guess that's the idea. I have to ask on that one. I've never seen that, to be completely honest.
I've never seen it.
Ever.
The 1-1. Swing and a high fly ball, very shallow center field. Scott is going to field this very shallow. McGonigal tags, coming home, throw way offline. McGonigal scores standing up. Shallow fly ball, but it's a sacrifice fly for Kerry Carpenter, and the Tigers back to a 3-run lead, 4-1.
Yeah, and Kerry Carpenter needs to give Gleyber Torres a pound right there for getting McGonigal to third base. Victor Scott, he can run well. He can go get it. We saw that yesterday on that ball he went back on McGonigal in the first inning. But he does not throw well. And they have decided if he gets the baseball, keep going.
I think the Tigers have started to do that the last couple of years, but it still feels like, and this applies to every team, more chances taken on shallow fly balls if the guy doesn't have an especially good arm. Not the automatic hold on the...
That's right.
Fly balls like that. That's very shallow. Riley Green takes a strike on the outside edge. 4-1 Tigers. 69th pitch of the day for Dustin May is a fastball high and outside. And a struggle for May. Lots of long innings. Pitch count at 70 in the third is a big number. Today's game brought in part by Meyer, an official partner of the Detroit Tigers. Riley Green swings and hits a fly ball to left field. Church in, 2 steps to his right. Now a couple more. Backs up, makes a catch. Riley Green flies out to left field. Tigers add a run. McGonigal with a single. Goes to second on a wild pitch. Tigers play a little small ball to manufacture a run. The ground ball, the sacrifice fly. We head to the fourth inning. 4-1 Tigers. On the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7.
Me.
Fourth inning is brought to you by Wallside Windows, local and family-owned, celebrating 82 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. Nathan Church swings, pops it up. Will it be playable? Colt Keith through that third base coach's box will make the catch. One pitch, one out. Jack Flaherty needed that. Two base runners in each of the first three innings. Stranded for the first two innings. Gave up a run last inning. Back to a 3-run lead, though, working with a 4-1 lead as we head to the top of the fourth inning. This series is brought to you in part by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. Bottom third of the order. Flaherty could use a quick inning. 63 pitches to get through 3 is a high pitch count. He would like to get through certainly 5 today, but he needs a couple of quick innings. Slider strike to Pedro Pages. They love this guy behind the plate. Strike one, swinging a foul straight back. Native of Venezuela, was drafted out of Florida Atlantic University. He took over the main catching duties at the end of 2024 when Wilson Contreras fractured his finger late in the year, and then he was so good they moved Contreras to first base the next year. And Contreras isn't bad behind the plate.
That's right. No, he was not.
Knuckle curved down, but that's how good Pedro Pages is. Doesn't do a whole lot offensively, but elite defensively. Swing and a miss on a slider low and away. He chased a pitch that bounced in the left-handed batter's box.
Yeah, good job right there. That's exactly where he wanted. That's where Dylan Dingler called for that ball, and he executed the pitch right there. Pajes swings over the top.
So again, a homegrown lineup. Cardinals have done a great job through the years of always being able to put together pretty solid offensive units with homegrown talent, the occasional big-name free agent or trade. And right now, this homegrown lineup definitely has some holes in it. Scott takes a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, they're in an interesting phase, and they're just it's not a full tear down and rebuild because there's some guys to work with here, but they're definitely not where the Cardinals are traditionally accustomed to being.
Knuckle curve for a called strike on the back door. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I mean, strong defensively up the middle. Pajes, Win at short. Scott at the plate. He's in center. But Pajes and Scott are not threats at all offensively. Swinging a line drive to right field. This one's not deep, over and in. McKinstry makes the easy grab. That ball died.
It did die.
I thought off the bat it might threaten the wall, and it was ended up being fairly shallow in right field. Nice quick inning for Jack Flaherty, his first 1-2-3 of the day. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Tigers have a 4-1 lead, trying to make it 2 straight over the Cardinals. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7.
Sports in Vegas.
Dylan Dingler swings at a four-seam fastball from Dustin May and fouls it straight back. Strike one on Dylan Dingler. 4-1 Tigers. You go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Dave Dickerson, Bobby Scales, glad to have you along on what is now a cloudy Saturday afternoon. It's warmed up, and we're actually very excited to be playing baseball. Up and in, and it clipped Dylan Dingler. Pa has caught the ball. So we've seen 3 hit batters today, and they're all kind of similar, just clipped. The catcher caught the ball each time.
Yeah.
And Dingler trots down to first, struck out his first time up. Stirring in the Cardinals bullpen. We're almost completely blocked. Seeing if someone is throwing. It does look we do have somebody throwing in that Cardinals bullpen right now.
It's a left-hander, too.
They've only got 2. Swinging a foul out of play. Pretty good bet that it's the guy we saw yesterday, Brule. I think they use JoJo Romero for later in the game almost always. Justin Brule is the only other lefty. McKinstry fouls the pitch off. The strike one. Swing in a little soft tap foul on a high chop behind home plate. Instant replay brought to you every game by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. Today's game brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the official healthcare provider of the Detroit Tigers radio network. 4-1 Tigers in the bottom of the fourth inning. Warmed up into the mid-60s in downtown Detroit. The 0-2 swinging a line drive down the right field line. This one's deep. This one's way back and gone. Oh, Zach McKinstry didn't miss the hanging sweeper. He put it 10 rows back into the right field seats. 2-run home run. The Tigers with a 6-1 lead here in the fourth.
Oh, that's just what the doctor ordered right there. A sweeper down and in. Right in the spot you do not want to throw breaking balls to left-handed hitters. That middle zone, but in. Zach McKinstry hammered that ball way back. And knew it the second he got it.
Wow. That's as far as he could hit him.
That's it.
And the Tigers will take that. Home run power today for Kerry Carpenter. Now Zach McKinstry. Tigers team that big improvement last year in run scoring and home runs. 34 more home runs in 2024. They were top 5 in the power numbers in the American League last year. That was a big improvement. Torkelson takes sweeper for a strike. They had 8 different players. It was 9, wasn't it?
Yes.
With 10 home runs or more last year. So you had that good balance. It wasn't just Torkelson, Carpenter, and Green who certainly led the way. The 1-1 ground ball softly to the left side. Gorman will charge field a knee-high bounce, fire a strike to Burleson at first for the first out here in the 4th inning. Tork struck out his first time up, grounds out for the first out here in the 4th. And you need a certain level of power in the postseason, especially when it becomes much harder to string together singles to score runs. Generally, you're going to face better pitching. Top 5 offense that has enough power, has plate discipline, and the Tigers had that last year. Pair that with a pitching staff that could be top 3. Fly ball deep left center field. Scott is on the run. He's tracking it, and the left fielder, Church, dropped it, and it's going to go all the way to the wall, and Parker Meadows with those giant strides will cruise into third. Well, it looked like miscommunication between Scott and Church, and they're kind of giving each other a look right now, but it was Church who came over, and I think Scott wanted that ball, but it went off of Church's glove and trickled to the wall, and Parker Meadows is on third.
Yeah, there was clear indecision. You could see Church pulled up at one point, looks at Scott, doesn't exactly know where he is, and clearly nobody called that ball on the way over there. And it falls between the two. Parker Meadows ends up on third base, and that's going to be the end of the day for Dustin May.
Tripled to the left center field gap for Parker Meadows. 2 runs in for the Tigers, a 6-1 lead. And while the Cardinals go to the bullpen in the 4th, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7.
Pitch and change brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. Justin Brule takes over on the mound. Infield will be drawn in tight. Parker Meadows at third, 1 out, 4th inning, and Matt Vierling pinch hitting for Colt Keith.
Yeah, we saw Brule yesterday. 2/3 of an inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Sinker, sweeper, cutter from the left-hander.
The 1-0 to Matt Vierling. Back foot sweeper. He raises that right foot out of the way and gets out of the way of a pitch that bounced by his right back foot. 2-0. It is a big, big right-left split for this lefty. Sinker on the inside corner at 89 for a called strike. Told you about him yesterday. 93 innings in his major league career across 6 seasons now. With 5 different teams, high ERA, high walks, low strikeouts. Right-handed batters again with a huge edge. They've hit him at a 300 clip. They draw a lot of walks and they hit with power. Infield in tight. Meadows coming down the line at third, the 2-1. Swinging a fly ball, left field. Church will make the catch, but this will score the run. Meadows coming home. Throw is high. Meadows scores standing up. Sacrifice fly from Matt Beerling, and the Tigers have a 7-1 lead here in the fourth.
That's a great AB off the bench. He's ready. These guys get ready underneath. They know the scenarios are getting ready for. If this guy comes in the game, this is what he's going to do. Execute your job. Matt Beerling does an excellent job right there. Got a pitch up. He could do something with. That's all he needed to do. Get it in the air. Drove it to left field. Parker Meadows scores easily on the sac fly.
Brings up McGonigal. Ground ball single last time up. Third at bat. He struck out his first time up. First pitch sinker in. Brule is very tough on lefties. Kevin McGonigal's not going to get lifted for a righty very often, though. Pinch hitter with a lefty on the mound. He's going to get a chance to face him because he's already shown he can hit lefties. Did on the way to the major leagues. Sinker low and outside. And then he faced the veteran Peralta and had 2 hits off him on the road trip in San Diego. McGonigal off to a 10 for 28 start, the 1-1. Sweeper misses low and away. It really is interesting how teams are pitching him.
They are. They felt like they found something away with off-speed pitches. Now, what lefties are going to do to him may be distinctly different than what right-handers do to him. But right-handers have stayed away from him after that hot start.
2-1. Fastball middle. Wasn't looking for it there. 2-2.
And to your point, Dan, you're giving this kid a chance to play every day. You got to find out what he's going to do against left-handed pitching. All the good lefties are here. They're not in the minor leagues, so there was no reason in leaving him down there for that express reason.
It's out of a deep crouch. Cocks bat high over the left shoulder with a waggle as the pitch comes in. 2-2 ground ball wide to first. Burleson will field. Underhand flip to Brule. Covering the base. Crosses it with the right foot. McGonigal is out. Tigers scored 3. Henstry's 2-run home run. Beerling's sacrifice fly brings home Meadows. We played 4. Tigers trying to make it 2 straight over the Cardinals. They've got a 7-1 lead on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7.
A proud sponsor of Detroit Tigers Radio.
Jack Flaherty now working with a 7-1 lead. J.J. Weatherholt at the plate. First pitch, breaking ball, called strike 1. Top of the order. Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson. Really, these are the 3 hitters in this lineup that want to concentrate on the most, keep off the base paths. It's a pretty pitchable lineup after that. Jack Flaherty bounces a changeup in front of home plate, and it hits Weatherholt. My goodness. 3 hit batters today, plus 2 walks for Jack Flaherty.
They're very odd. Just a very odd. Like Dan, you said a couple innings ago, it's just a very odd collection of numbers today for Jack.
At times, fastball looks unhittable. At other times, he's spraying the ball. Hasn't plunked anybody. But still, when you hit, Herrera on a 1-2 pitch, you hit Pajes on the first pitch, grazed both, just not locating where he wants. Changeup misses low and away. Back-to-back changeups from Flaherty. Hasn't thrown many today. Again, you do get the sense he wants to bring it in for teams to begin to actually consider a pitch. Slider for a strike at the knees. The general rule of thumb is throw it 10% of the time. That kind of gets it out in the scouting report. It can be lower than that, but that's just kind of the rule, general rule. And he was, of course, nowhere close to that with either of the 2 pitches he doesn't throw often, the changeup or the sinker. Fastball? 87? Any thoughts there? That had to be a changeup, right?
That has to be a changeup.
Went into the books as a 4-seam fastball. Don't think so. 2-1 pitch. That was a 4-seam fastball at 90. Outside, 3-1.
Dan, it may have been a fastball. I'm not sure. I haven't seen this from Jack at all.
Right. The 3-1. Slider strike at the knees. Challenged by Herrera, who's walking down to first base. That's how confident he is. He's 30 feet toward first base after challenging the 3-1 strike call. It was a ball. Well, he knows the strike zone. And the third time today, the third inning today, where Jack Flaherty has walked and hit a batter. Tiger bullpen busy. Righty, a lefty. Herter is the lefty. Here's a fly ball down the left field line. That's one hop up against the wall. Fielded by Riley Green. Coming home is Weatherholt. Over to third goes Herrera. Burleson with a line drive into the left field corner. RBI double. Tigers lead cut to 7-2. And if the bullpen is ready, well, apparently not, because Chris Fetter is going to be coming out. You'd like to get Jack Flaherty through this inning so he has a chance to pick up the win, but that's not the biggest concern for the Tigers.
Yeah, don't love the stuff right now. This is a very slow walk by Chris Fetter. Clearly trying to get a few more pitches for whoever they want down there, whether it's got Brent Herter, lefty, Drew Anderson, the right-hander throwing in the bullpen. And there's a lot of baseball game left here. I mean, this is a critical juncture. The Tigers are in control 7-2, but got second and third, nobody out here in the 5th inning. You want to put a stop to this right now.
Herter has sat down, so Anderson's the only one throwing at the moment. That may mean Herter's ready. But you got Gorman, the lefty, at the plate, couple of righties coming up.
Right.
Fastball now sitting at 90. This is almost exactly what we saw at the end of his start against San Diego.
Yeah, and that tells me this is likely his last hitter.
I don't think there's any question. Infield back, runners at second and third. 7-2 Tigers to strike one. Slider away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gorman has struck out on a fastball up on a 3-2 and grounded out his first time up. Ground ball here would score a run. Tigers will trade that run for an out if that's what they get. Swinging a foul over the screen. 1-2 on Nolan Gorman, left-handed batter against the righty Jack Flaherty. Only 1-2-3 inning for Flaherty. Got the 7-8-9 hitters last inning. Walk and a hit batter in the first, stranded those 2 runners at second and third. Walk and a hit batter in the second, stranded those 2 runners at second and third. Gave up a run on a double and a single last inning. The 1-2. Knuckle curve missed badly. Good block by Dylan Dingler, sliding behind the left-handed batter, Nolan Gorman. 84 pitches, 47 strikes for Jack Flaherty today. He's kind of been all over the map with his command. The 2-2. Bounced up to home plate, popped up in the air. Dingler will pounce on it. 10 feet to the left of home plate. Everybody has to hold, and he was ready to fire down to third if need be, but that's another big miss. 3-2 on Gorman.
Jack's just having a tough time today. He's doing his best to try to finish this outing. He's having a really tough time.
Works middle of the rubber, sets, places that left foot in front of the right. The 3-2, fastball up, he walked him. That'll be the end of the day for Jack Flaherty. Could not retire a batter in the fifth. Very similar to the struggles he had at the end of his first start in San Diego. So, potential tying run is now to the on-deck circle. Bases loaded, nobody out. Fifth inning, Tigers leading 7-2. And while the Tigers make the change, Drew Anderson's coming on. We'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7.
Pitching change brought to you by Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Drew Anderson takes over on the mound. He was the sensation in spring. Remember, signed in the offseason after a great year in Korea last year. Jordan Walker batting. First pitch curveball, low and outside, ball one. Bobby, it's all about the kick change for him. At least that's what made the numbers so good last year. He struck out a ton of batters, didn't walk many. We didn't see it in his first outing. We did see that good kick change in the next outing.
You sure did. It's made all the difference in the world.
1-0, swinging a fly ball left center. That's trouble. That's way back and gone. Wow. Jordan Walker just hit it by the number 6 K-Line's retired number on the brick wall in left center. One of the deepest drives we've ever seen in this ballpark. Grand slam. The Tigers lead cut to 7-6.
That ball was absolutely tattooed, Dan. I mean, absolutely smashed. We talked about the big part of the ballpark yesterday with Dylan Dinkler, where he hit that ball. Jordan Walker just flew that bad boy and smashed it against the back wall. This the heater, middle, 96, center cut.
Whoa.
Oof.
We've seen maybe 3 balls go off that wall in 27 years here. That was absolutely
That's unbelievable.
Oh,
mercy.
Swing and a miss. I remember Jim Thome did it. A left-handed batter did it.
That's even more.
Which is absolutely crazy. I don't remember anybody else doing it. Swinging a pop-up on a 1-1 from Sajaci. Torkelson into foul territory, just beyond the bag, makes the catch.
And we got an estimated 459 on that ball.
Wow.
But what's more impressive, 113.7, 114 off the bat, exit velocity. Oof.
We talked about it. It's still in there.
It's in there.
There is incredible talent in that bat.
To the big part of the field, too. That's where that young man needs to stay.
Curveball, swing and a miss by Nathan Church.
Now, we're fine if he stays pole side the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Once you leave, stay in a big part of the field, young fella.
Wow. the flight path of that was just stunning.
Oof.
Nathan Church swings and misses. I knew he had power. I didn't know he had that kind of power. I mean, that's elite, top 1% power. The way the ball jumped off his bat and went 460. Ground ball to the left side. McKinstry now at third. He'll cut in front of McGonigal, flip it over to Torkelson. Church grounds out. 7-6 game. Tigers had a 7-1 lead. When they lost a 5-1 lead in Arizona, it was the biggest. It was the 4-1 lead that they lost was bigger than the biggest lead they blew last year was 3. So you just don't see big leads disappear. We've already seen it once, and getting a little scary here. 6-run lead is down to 1. Pages swings and misses. The strike one, hit him. Curveball, hit him on the left arm. 4th hit batter today. Bobby, want to go back to some of the last pitches that Jack Flaherty threw. I said 87, that can't be a fastball, and yet we think it was a fastball because StatCast is reading the spin.
Yeah.
And so it had 4-seam spin.
Right.
4-seam, 87-mile-an-hour fastball. The drop in velocity was a bit worrisome, from 96 to 87 by the end of his outing.
No doubt it is, and not sure what that's related to for sure. We're not going to speculate on anything at all, but...
Pitch down. Crowd oohing and eyeing because Pages was taking off for a second. Looked like he could have been a dead duck at first.
Yeah. No angle, though. It's tough for Dylan Dingler because of the left-handed hitting. Victor Scott the second there.
Yep. But you certainly have to note it, that his fastball velocity was 87 and 90 on his last 2 4-seam fastballs.
Yeah, it's not this. It's just odd. You don't exactly know what's going on there, but it's just it's like you said, to your point. You put a little asterisk by it and you see what comes of it.
The 2-1 up and away. Justin Verlander went on the IL today, in case you missed that news from earlier. Left hip inflammation, so he will not be starting his first game at Comerica Park since 2017 tomorrow. That will have to wait. Scott fouls it out of play, 3-2. Gator Montero, there's a reason they kept him stretched out at AAA, is going to get the call, and likely, it's not yet official, but likely would start that game tomorrow, you would think. And it'll be a whole lot different day tomorrow. Game time temperature expected to be a little under 40. 3-2, swing and a foul. Powered him in with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Jack Flaherty took the mound with a 7-1 lead to start this inning. Hit the first batter he faced, walked the next batter, gave up a double to Burleson, walked Gorman, left with the bases loaded. Second pitch that Jordan Walker saw from Drew Anderson, banged off the brick wall in deepest left center. 3-2, strike 3 called. Changed up on the inside corner. Scott takes a called third, but the Cardinals send 9 men to the plate and score 5. Tigers bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. They've got a 7-6 lead over the Cardinals. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7
across Michigan.
Tigers with a 7-6 lead. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Tigers have hit a couple of home runs today. Jordan Walker has just put his team right back into this lopsided game with a grand slam. One of the longest home runs we've ever seen hit here. The strike one. Gleyber Torres bounces it foul in between Joey Cora and the third base line. 3-4-5 hitters: Torres, Carpenter, and Green. Justin Brule in his second inning of work came on after Dustin May labored through the first part of this game. Starting line for both pitchers, not pretty. Four-seam fastball up. Gleyber Torres with a single in the first inning. That was a big early hit. An error on that play by Scott scored Keith from first. Carpenter then followed with a home run. The 1-2, way up and away. Changeup misses badly. Final line for both starting pitchers. May went 3 1/3, gave up 7 runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Had a tough time throwing strike one. Tigers' final line for Jack Flaherty, brought to you by Figer Law. All they do is win. Sweeper at the back foot. Gleyber Torres checked his swing. Appeal to Mark Wegner at first base, says he did not go. And another typical Gleyber Torres at bat, falls behind 0-2, gets the count to 3-2. 1 for 2 for Gleyber today. 6 for 25 start to the season, the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Sweeper away. And you won't see that a handful of times the entire season. Pitch outer half, sweeping. And Gleyber Torres can take that pitch to right with the best of them. Did it earlier in the game. Swung and missed at that one.
He's so annoyed at himself right now because he saw it, he tracked it, it came back, he put a good pass on it, and he literally just missed it.
That brings up Kerry Carpenter. First pitch away. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. A sweeper strike to Carpenter. That final line for Jack Flaherty. 4 innings plus 4 batters. He gave up 5 runs on 3 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Again, an odd collection of numbers. 86 pitches, just 47 strikes. Carpenter has 3 RBIs today with a home run and a sac fly. Swings, pops it up foul and out of play. Check some scores in the 1-800-CALL-SAM Studios scoreboard. White Sox have a 1-0 lead over Toronto. They're trying to sweep that series after a very rough start to the season. That game's in the bottom of the 3rd inning in Chicago. Carpenter asks and gets time at home plate. Milwaukee 5-0 over Kansas City. That game's in the top of the 3rd inning in KC. Royals off to a 3-3 start. Cleveland leads the Central. They won their opener yesterday. They've got a 5-3 lead. Fastball away. They're a 5-3 record. Cleveland's playing later on today. Kansas City has a doubleheader with Milwaukee today after a rainout yesterday. 2-2 the count on Kerry Carpenter. Lefty Brule delivers. Big, sweeping, breaking ball away. This is good. Kerry Carpenter's getting a couple of at-bats against lefties the last 2 days.
Yeah, absolutely. Part of his evolution, something he's wanted. AJ's giving him that responsibility now.
The 3-2. Swinging a jam job. Soft bloop to second base. Weatherholt makes the catch. 4B, if you will. For Bliner. 2 up and 2 down. That was a severe jam job. Oof. Fifth inning today is brought to you by Figer Law. All they do is win. Scoreboard, brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. And by Meijer, the official grocery retailer of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Four-seam fastball up to 93 now for Brule. Called strike on Riley Green. 6 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Cardinals. 7 runs, 7 hits for the Tigers. Green takes a fastball up and in. Carpenter with a 2-run home run in the first. Zach McKinstry, an absolute bomb of a home run last inning, a 2-run shot. Matt Swanson up and throwing in the bullpen for the Cardinals, the 1-1. Sweeper misses away. Green has walked into fly ball routine to left his last time up. 7-6 Tigers. They had a 7-1 lead. 7-6. We're in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-1. Swing and a pop-up. Fouling out of play. 2-2 on Riley Green. Nice extra base power for Riley against lefties 2 years ago. OPS was about the same last year, but noticeably not much extra base power. It looked like he was making nice progress hitting lefties for some power in 2024. Not so much last year. His production was, in the power department at least, almost exclusively against righties. Now Pajes wants to go out to have a quick word with his lefty Brule before the 2-2 pitch to Riley. Soggy, raining, cold morning in the Detroit area today, and then the skies cleared. We're at 63 at game time. Almost at 70 right now. Clouds have moved in. Keep getting a word that rain is on the way. The 2-2 away. Felt like there had to be a pretty good pace to this game to get it in before the rains came, and well, it hasn't been a well-paced game.
It's not been the one we thought we were going to get.
The 3-2 outside. Good trip to the plate for Riley. Draws a walk with 2 outs. See if that can ignite something here in the 5th inning. That's going to be the end of the day for the lefty Brule. Oliver Marmol is going to his bullpen with 2 outs, a man on. Tigers holding on to a 7-6 lead here in the 5th inning against the Cardinals. And while they make the change, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7.
Matt Swanson takes over on the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals. Tigers have a man on 2 outs, trying to get something started here in the 5th inning, holding on to a 7-6 lead.
And Matt Swanson out of that Cardinal bullpen. Sweeper, sinker, cutter. He'll run that fastball in there, that two-seam fastball in there about 43% of the time at 95, 96 miles an hour.
Had a very good rookie season at 26 last year for the Cardinals. This guy was tough to hit. Dingler the first to face him. First pitch. Sweeper backs up on the inside part of the plate. Strike one. 60 innings of work. Swanson in his rookie season gave up 33 hits. Low walks, walk rate around 3, strikeouts at 10 per 9. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Appeal to first, no balls, 2 strikes. Opponents at 160, Bobby, with no power. You'll take that.
That works. I don't care what league you're playing in.
Off to a rough start in his second year. He's given up 6 runs in 3 innings. The 0-2. Sinker. Wow, that fooled Pages. Pages like stabbed at it as it went down to the dirt.
There's some pretty significant action on that pitch.
Holy smokes. That's a really good catcher behind home plate. Maybe got crossed up. The 1-2. Got him. Perfect sweeper on the outside edge. Dylan Dingler is going to challenge. Pages telling him, no, that was a strike. Catcher to catcher, standing there at home plate. Let's see who's right. Outside, Dylan Dingler was correct.
Good challenge right there. Just off.
Outfield plays Dingler to go the opposite way just slightly. Green's at first base with 2 outs. The 2-2 from Swanson. Outside. Fastball misses away. 3-2 on Dingler. That loosens up Riley Green from first base with 2 outs. He'll be off for the pitch. 3-2. Swinging a soft tap foul. That sinker was down and in. Dingler did a nice job just to get a piece of that.
Yeah, that's vicious. It's running the entire width of the plate, 17 inches. And there's some depth to it, too. It's definitely a sinker versus a running two-seam fastball.
The 3-2 again. Low and away. Dylan Dingler draws a walk. Lots of walks. Lots of hit batters in this game. 2 on now, 2 outs for Zach McKinstry. Swanson was tough on both righties and lefties, but he was tougher, much tougher on lefties last year. First pitch to McKinstry, that cutter in. That's probably one of the equalizers for him. Fouled out of play, strike one.
Yeah, he has the ability to get the ball to go both ways. That's a good late cutter right there, in on the hands of Zach McKinstry.
2 on, 2 outs. Tigers trying to add to a 1-run lead to strike one. Ground ball and a base hit into right field. Riley Green around third. He will score. Dingler scoots over to third. The Tigers make it 8-6. McKinstry now down to second, and he'll make it without a throw.
First of all, good piece of hitting by Zach McKinstry right there. Got a sinker down. Didn't try to do too much with it. Took what he was given. Drove that ball through the right side. And then a bad throw. We talked about how good that Jordan Walker's arm is out there in right field. He let that ball go high. Zach McKinstry read it, angle up, and it just kept rolling. Burleson had to jump to cut it. He cut it, but by the time he got down, it was in no position to throw it to second base. Second and third here with 2 outs.
Zach McKinstry, it's like he never broke stride.
Because you read the ball out of the hand. That's a great read.
Check swing foul to the screen for Spencer Torkelson.
We talked about things that people do that aren't on the score sheet that are valuable to the team. In a close ball game, that 90 feet, it may turn out to be nothing, but it may prove to be very important.
The strike one, swinging a high fly ball, left center field. Church going back, tracking it. He'll make the catch, a step in front of the wall. Torkelson made a bid for his first home run of the year. Church hauls it in on the warning track. Tigers settle for 1, 2 walks and a single with 2 outs. We played 5 at Comerica Park, and the Tigers have an 8-6 lead on the Detroit Tigers.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines. And all eyes are on
where your team is, and our home is right here in Detroit.
Tigers back to a 2-run lead, 8-6. They had a 7-1 lead, and then the Cardinals scored 5, tightened things up. That was a big add-on run there, Bobby.
Big one.
2 outs, bases empty.
Absolutely. To get a run from that position right there, it's a nice job.
J.J. Weatherholt at the plate. Brand Herder on the mound. Pitch and change brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Weatherholt has walked, been hit by a pitch, and struck out today. First pitch from Brand Herder misses up and in.
Yeah, really a 3-pitch mix for Herder. Sinker, sweeper, changeup.
The 1-0. Sinker misses up and away.
The assortment doesn't really change right or left-handed. Just a few more changeups to the right-handed hitters.
The 2-0. Sinker away. Big misses on the first 3 pitches for Brand Herder. When he's right, he is a premium strike thrower. He lives in the strike zone. Fastball up and in. That felt like he guided that one. A 4-pitch walk. We have seen an unusual number of 4-pitch walks from Tigers relievers, most of whom have good command.
Yeah.
All of them, really.
Yeah, you're right, Dan. Very unlike them. Speaking of relievers, Tiger bullpen is active. Connor Siebold getting hot down there.
8-6 Tigers are in the top of the 6th inning. Rain is on its way. Sweeper misses high and away. Brand Herder has missed with 5 straight. Tigers have walked 5, hit 3. Cardinals have walked 4, hit 1. We're in the 6th inning. Sinker away. Big misses. He's not getting squeezed. It's not even close.
No.
6 straight balls from Brand Herder. It's not a surprise that walks are up this year. I mean, you could predict it. It's expected with a smaller strike zone. Sinker for a strike. What's been odd, Bobby, is that some of the 4-pitch walks we're seeing, it's not like they're all around the strike zone. They're big misses.
I think the big misses is what's getting me. That has zero to do with ABS in any way, shape, or form.
The 2-1. Sweeper for a called strike 2. I was trying to think of that relationship between 4-pitch walks with big misses and a smaller strike zone, and I'm not coming up with anything.
I don't know that there is one.
It's not guys shying away from the strike zone who've been traditional strike throwers. Soft ground ball to second. Gleyber Torres will charge field. Flick down to second. Nice play. A lot of second basemen take that to first, but Gleyber Torres, a quick flick to McGonigal at second for the force on. Pretty good runner, J.J. Weatherholt. Herrera could have been the easy choice for the out at first. Instead, it's a 4-6 force, and you swap out good speed for Herrera.
And two things. Number one, good decision by Gleyber Torres, but that decision was helped by having a left-hander on the mound, and Weatherholt was not getting an aggressive lead or secondary over there. I'm sure Gleyber took a look over there and saw that and knew that he had time, even though the ball wasn't hit very hard. Threw a strike to McGonigal at shortstop. Well done.
Alec Burleson steps to the plate. Left-handed batter, very upright, stands from the left side and raises his hands up out of the way on a sweeper that catches the front door. And a called strike one.
Activity in that Cardinal bullpen, too. Ryan Stanek is getting hot for the Cardinals.
Ryan Stanek always shows up somewhere every year, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Still has that big arm. Burleson swings, pops it up. That will slice into the seats down the left field line. He falls behind. No balls, 2 strikes. Game started on time. It looked like it was going to be a soggy afternoon. Then a window kind of opened up. The mythical window that we always talk about actually was real today.
There's always a window, Dan.
And it's been open, I think, longer than maybe many expected. But unfortunately, the pace of the game is not going to perhaps squeeze it in by the time the rain hits within the hour, it looks like. Sweeper misses high and tight. Very measured pace of this game, and that's kind of what you get without a lot of strike throwing. Both starting pitchers struggled in that category. We talked about the expected increase in walks this year and how the Tigers might be positioned well to handle that. Ground ball to first. Torkelson will field step on the grass, throw to second. One McGonigal's relay back to first. Beautifully turned. 3-6-3 double play. Inning-ending double play and a nice bounce back from Brant Herter. After he threw 6 straight balls to start the inning, nothing but strikes after that. And the opening walk does no harm. Inning-ending double play. Tigers bat in the 6th inning. They've got an 8-6 lead over the Cardinals. This is the home of Detroit.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7.
Eats.com or on the app.
Sixth inning is brought to you by the Jack Demmer Automotive Group. Win and experience the Demmer difference. Parker Meadows swings at a sweeper from Matt Swanson. Fouls it out of play. Strike one. A walk and a triple for Meadows. He has scored a run. Tigers have an 8-6 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Gorman at third is in tight. The strike one. Sweeper does nothing except float up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. The outfield, Church in left, Scott in center, Walker in right. Just about straight up. Scott shades a couple of steps toward left center. He's a good center fielder, plays deep. Line drive base hit into left center field. Off the bat of Meadows. Church will come in, field it on 1 hop. Parker Meadows having a good day at the plate. Line drive, flare, single into left center to start the 6th inning.
Yeah, nice job of not trying to do too much with that. That was a backdoor sweeper from Swanson. You try to do too much with that, roll over it 4-3. He stays on it, serves it into left field for a hit.
First year in the major leagues last year, Swanson did a very good job stopping the running game, allowed just 1 steal in his 60 innings of work. Matt Vierling came into the game as a pinch hitter for Colt Keith in the 4th inning, delivered a sacrifice fly and a run. First pitch is inside, ball 1. And a righty who is much tougher on lefties last year. Lefties hit 117 against Matt Swanson. The 1-0. 85-mile-an-hour fastball sinks. 2-0 on Matt Vierling. Swanson's a big guy, 6'5", 240, works first base side. The 2-0, soft ground ball to short. Should be 2. Flip down to second, 1, and Weatherholt's relay to first. Easily gets Vierling. So JC to Weatherholt to Burleson, a 6-4-3 double play, bases empty, 2 outs.
Yeah, Taylor made on a couple hops for JC. Just give him a good feed, and Weatherholt does the rest. Pretty good turn. Yeah, you get 2 out of him.
Pitch counts brought to you every game by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. Pitch counts were not a factor today because both pitchers just struggled. Well, I guess it was a factor because the pitch counts got high for both. McGonigal swings and pops it up. And this will be Pajes to make the catch about 20 feet to the right of home plate in foul territory. 1 pitch to McGonigal. It's the 3rd out of the 6th inning. Again, pitch counts brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. Strikeouts every game brought to you by Carbliss, the official ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the Detroit Tigers. We played 6. Tigers hold on to an 8-6 lead. The Detroit Tigers.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with counting.
Our 7th inning today is brought to you by Snethkamp Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Snethkamp Automotive family is celebrating 100 years for great Michigan locations. Will Vest takes over on the mound in the 7th inning. Sky's getting a little darker. The rain is on its way. The Tigers have an 8-6 lead in the 7th inning. How quickly can they get these final 9 outs? Nolan Gorman, a left-hander, takes a fastball up and away, ball 1.
Yeah, Will Vest, familiar stuff. 4-seam fastball slider, the main pieces of the arsenal. That 2-seamer and the changeup have.
Fastball swing and a miss.
And especially the changeup has been something he's added more here of late. Good sinking, fading action away from the left-handed hitters.
2 really good outings, and he's labored a little bit. Last 2 with command. 1-1 slider, check swing, appeal to third. Carlos Torres says didn't go, 2-1. 4, 5, 6 hitters, Gorman, Walker, Sajasi, a lefty, and then 2 righties. The 2-1. Swing and a pop-up, foul and out of play. Well back third base side. Tigers jumped out to a 3-0 lead in this game. Kept on adding on. Chased Dustin May in the fourth inning. 2-run home run from McKinstry after a Meadows triple. He was out of the game. Gorman takes a pitch a little bit low, and it's now 3-2. Tigers had a 7-1 lead, and Jack Flaherty taking them out of that lead in the fifth inning could not retire the first four batters. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. He just challenged him with a fastball middle. And Gorman swung and missed.
Will Vest has officially arrived in 26. That's the first attitude heater we've seen.
Love the attitude
heater. Here it
heater.
is. Rip it. Do what you can do with it, big boy. More often than not, he's up to the task.
Fastball inner half to Jordan Walker for a called strike. All right, so how do you pitch Jordan Walker? We saw him attack a fastball and hit it 9 miles. He can clearly hit a fastball. Swing and a miss. Slider away. Quickly to 0-2.
It's just that. It's spin away. It's spin away. Show him one fastball in. Make sure you get it in. We saw what he does when they're in the middle of the plate. But I think you can spin him away. One of the things this young man, we talked about him staying in the middle of the field. That front hip is a little quick. And you can see it. If you throw it in the swing, it could be bad news. But if you can go away with him, you can even show him a fastball away. You just have to get it out there.
The 0-2. Oh, man, it looked like a perfect pitch. I thought I saw Nate Thomas in the home plate umpire twitch, but it was a little bit low.
He did twitch. You saw correct because I saw it too.
Walker's got 5 RBIs, grand slam and an RBI single. The 1-2. Low and away. Great job by Dingler trying to present it as a strike, but it was outside.
And then to your point, this is what we're talking about. You show him the fastball out there, just missed, slider away, off the plate here.
The 2-2. Slider is poked into center field. Just a little flare. Meadows came charging in, thought about lunging for it. I pulled up, and I think wisely. Green was backing up behind him. That'll be just a little flare single off the slider away.
I'm fine with that. That's what he's going to do. Rear end out, strong man's off the end of the bat. Flare to center field. That falls in for a hit. It does. But what you're not going to do is give him something to hit off the back wall again.
Best tougher on righties and lefties last year was the opposite in 2024. Slider gets a swing and miss. We talked about that was a much improved pitch for him. The strike one. Fastball away. Talked about it through the spring that lots of improvements for the staff as a whole and for individuals. Will Vest has put together 3 really good years in a row, and now the next level of improvement comes from really paying attention to how teams are preparing for you. Are you in any predictable patterns? So JC takes a pitch outside. Are you using the right pitches in 2 strike counts? Fire over to first, throw down to second, and not in time. Walker took off. Vest threw over, and Walker's speed beat Torkelson's throw to second.
You just don't expect the big man to take off. He can run. He can go get it. He's played some center field in his career. He can really run. You don't expect him to take off, especially in this situation.
Wow.
And he just beat it. There was no mishandles. There was no poor throws. Good throw from Tork down to second base, which he does very well. Beat the throw.
Now swinging a foul out of play. 2-2 on Sajaci, 0 for 3 today. Right-handed batter. Again, he has decent bat-to-ball skills, but no power. You would think a good matchup for Will Vest. 2-2. Bounced a slider. Soft body block for Dylan Dingler. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 8-6. Tigers are in the 7th inning. Man on second. 1 out. Flaherty started for the Tigers. Struggled through 4. Drew Anderson gave up the grand slam. First batter he faced. Herter just worked a scoreless inning. The 3-2. Jam job ground ball to the right side. Torres will charge hard to his left, throw to first, and they just got JC at first base. Good play by Torres. He was shaded up the middle, had to run a long way to his left to field a soft ground ball. Second out, Walker moves over to third.
Very good play by Glaber. On the surface, it looks like a regular ground ball to second base, but it's not regular because of how soft it was hit and where Glaber was playing. He had to move quickly, so JC runs well. They got the out at first base. Well done.
Nathan Church is the batter, and Dylan Dingler wants to talk things over before Church steps to the plate. A walk, a pop out, and a ground ball to short for Nathan Church. Another one of those guys who came up from AAA, where he was last year, AA, AAA, but mostly at AAA with really good numbers. He hit .330. Walked as often as he struck out. Good bat-to-ball skills, and so far, limited at-bats at the major league level. He's only hit .180 in his 70 at-bats. Another one of those guys got a power-speed combination. Nathan Church is still just 25 years old. Represents a potential tying run standing at home plate. First pitch, slider, low and away. Walker is the runner at third. McKinstry will come in tight, even with the base at third and off the line. McGonigal up the middle. The outfield plays his lefty to go the opposite way. The 1-0. Ground ball chopped up the middle. McGonigal near second will field, fire, get a speedy runner by a full step at first. Put out goes 6-3. And Will Best does the job. Strands a runner at third. Seventh inning stretch time in Detroit. Brought to you by DTE. Score energy savings this season. Manage your energy bill when you visit DTEenergy.com/save energy. 8-6 Tigers at the stretch. This is the home of Detroit.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7.
Medicaid.
Gleyber Torres swings at a first pitch sinker, fouls it out of play. Matt Swanson in his third inning of work, 3-4-5 hitters in the seventh inning. Tigers holding on to an 8-6 lead, trying to make it 2 straight over the Cardinals to start this weekend series with a Sunday night game coming up. Gleyber Torres, it's a fly ball to right field. Walker's going back, tracking it onto the track at the wall, makes the catch. Glove above the wall, hauls it in.
No.
Did he miss it?
He doesn't have it.
He had it, and then it popped out when he hit the wall. Home run for Gleyber Torres. And the Tigers take a 9-6 lead with their third home run of the day.
That's just a tremendous job by Gleyber Torres staying with that ball. Guess what? It was a sinker. Not many better against the sinker. Throw him a sinking fastball up and away. He's going to smash it, and he did. Jordan Walker at the edge of the wall He didn't know where he was.
No.
He could have easily reached up. There's a big man out there.
He's got to be mad at himself for not making that catch.
He did not know where the wall was. He hit the back of the wall, hit the wall with his back, and it jarred him. Ball went right over his glove.
He was absolutely there, and running into the wall cost him a chance at a relatively easy catch if he's there. Wow. Carpenter takes ball one. Carpenter, it's a fly ball to center field, right center now. Walker back in. Scott, though, will take charge in right center and make the catch. Carpenter with a home run earlier in the game, a 3 RBI day. First home runs, only Dylan Dingler had a home run through 7 games. Today, Torres, Carpenter, and McKinstry all with home runs. Brings up Riley Green. First pitch sweeper up above the belt, ball one. And Bobby is an outfielder. I mean, the whole point of the warning track, I mean, you're counting your steps, right, as you go onto the track, and that's how you know where the wall is. Except he was backpedaling, and maybe that cost him. He
was, and the warning track's interesting. It's there. It's in every ballpark. The reality of the situation is
1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2 on Riley.
If you're moving at any kind of pace at all, you don't really feel it. The only clue you'll get is if you feel it if you do happen to feel it or hear it under your feet, you know you're close and you have to pull up. The problem is he didn't know where he was on the field.
1-2, ground ball hard to second base, almost boxed by Weatherholt. He'll flip it over to Burleson at first. Feet got tangled up a little bit, but makes a play. 2 outs after the home run from Gleyber Torres. 9-6 Tigers in the 7th. So it's just a matter of he wasn't feeling literally the track under his feet.
He didn't feel it, and likely he didn't know how many steps he had taken to get there.
Dylan Dingler takes first pitch fastball at the knees for a called strike one, down and away. Hardest working player, brought to you every game by Carhartt. Proud to support Detroit Tigers baseball, the hard-working people who make it possible. And this just goes to the entire Tigers offense.
Yeah.
Good to see the 9-run explosion today and 3 home runs. Dylan Dingler swings, pops it up. Burleson in foul territory, over by the tarp, still going. And that will get safely over the netting into the second row. Past the visiting dugout on the first base side. 9 runs on 10 hits for the Tigers. 6 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Cardinals. The Tigers have had base runners in every inning, and they have now scored in 5 different innings. Near perfect opening day yesterday with the weather, the crowd, the game. Dingler 0-2 is swinging a foul to the screen. That was a bit of a hanger up. Dingler today has been hit by a pitch walk. He's officially 0 for 1. Did score a run on the McKinstry home run. Zach McKinstry is waiting on deck. 9-6 Tigers are in the 7th. The 0-2 down and away. Challenge by Pages, the catcher. Swanson thought he had a third strike. He was heading to the dugout. Challenge says a strike by the width of a seam on the baseball. Dingler takes a called third. Home run for Torres just over the glove of Jordan Walker in right field. Widens the lead. We head to the 8th inning. 9-6 Tigers on the Detroit Tigers.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Tall schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week.
It is gone.
Live look-ins every night and post-game reactions from the biggest stars on MLB Tonight.
Good to get that win today, but got to keep going.
It's showtime on the home of baseball. Opening week on MLB Network, presented by Adobe. Coverage continues.
It's going down.
NorthvilleLumber.com.
Eighth inning today is brought to you by Varsity Ford. Visited Varsity Ford in Ann Arbor. Tyler Holton takes the mound. Tigers with a 9-6 lead in the eighth inning, trying to make it 2 straight over the Cardinals. A little bit of occasional wildness from Tyler Holton. I like the way he's throwing the ball right now, Bob.
Yeah, much better. Like you said, cutter, sinker, sweeper, change-up, four-seamer, and a curveball for Tyler Holton.
As we talked about, some of the improvements this year, it really feels like are coming at the margins for Tiger pitchers, meaning it's kind of the next level. Oh, no. Another breaking ball, another hit batter. This is crazy. That's 5 hit batters for Tiger pitchers today. Not one of them plunked. A lot of grazing, a lot of back foot. Man, I can't remember the last time we saw 5 hit batters in a game. And again, not a guy you want to hit.
Yep.
Rios got hit.
Yeah.
Pinch hitting for Pages. And now Joel Pozo will hit for Scott. Saw Pozo in the game yesterday, 0 for 4 in the game. First pitch cutter. Just missed the mark. Not by much. Ball 1. That was right at the belt, and that's the pitch that might have been a strike last year, is not going to be this year. The 1-0, swinging a foul to the screen. And so, Bobby, I mean, just thinking from a hitter standpoint, if you know the strike zone is smaller, and as the year goes on, I think they're still learning that high strike is not going to be called.
Right.
Talk about from a hitter standpoint what that does for you, especially if you know a guy wants to operate at the top of the strike zone. Change up down 2-1 on Pozo.
Well, I mean, first of all, you have to recalibrate what you know to be a strike, and that's a hard thing to do. I mean, you have some guys that have, and that high strike has been kind of in vogue for the last 7 or 8 years. They really made it a point of emphasis.
Ground ball fouled on the third base line off the bat of the righty Pozo. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 9-6 Tigers in the 8th.
You know, kind of towards the end of the 20 teens to get that high strike back into play. And so all these guys have come through the game, through the minor league system, now in the big leagues, knowing that if I go here, this ball is a strike. Well, all of a sudden now it's more than likely not going to get called one. So that changes your whole frame of reference.
2-2, high and away, 3-2.
So you got to redefine what high is. And then a lot of guys, especially right-handed hitters, some left, like the ball up. Well, what is up and what is above the belt up? I need to leave it alone. So you have to really take this opportunity early in the season to figure out what's what again.
3-2, swinging the foul out of play, and you're still going to attack some balls that might have been a strike last year are going to be called ball. But if it's a ball you can attack, you're still going to attack it.
If that's a pitch in your hot zone, you absolutely need to continue to attack it.
But just keep thinking what a smaller strike zone always benefits the hitter. Always.
Sure.
You like that.
Said from a hitter.
The 3-2, swinging a slicing foul out of play. We talked about it because I don't think it's been talked about a lot. I'd talk about it a lot during the spring and the early part of the season just because a smaller strike zone is going to lead to more walks. Baseball's expecting that walks are going to jump probably by 25%. That's a big number, and it's going to lead to more offense. It's actually what baseball wants, but I'm not sure fans are aware of just how much things might change this year. We are not seeing it early. That's not atypical in April, but I still feel like hitters are kind of figuring out
Yeah,
the strike zone.
I think everybody is. I mean, we're still under 10 games deep, right? So we don't really know what's happening just yet. They'll figure it out. I think we'll have many more data points by the end of this first month.
Pozo Wedding swinging the ground ball to short, should be 2. McGonigal to Torres to Torque. 6-4-3 double play, bases empty, 2 outs. Good job, Tyler Holton.
Oh, there you go. Tyler Holton got exactly what he wanted. Taylor made double play to McGonigal. Good feed, good turn. That's as easy as it's going to get right there.
Check some scores from the 1-800-CALL-SAM Studio Scoreboard, brought to you by Meijer, the official grocery retailer of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. A lot of games coming up starting at 4 o'clock. Toronto leading Chicago 2-1 in Chicago. That game's in the 6th inning. Milwaukee and Kansas City are playing a doubleheader, 5-0 Milwaukee. That game is now in the 5th. Line drive to right field, fielded on a couple of skips by Matt Vierling. He'll get the ball in. J.J. Weatherholt singles to right after the double play. He's been on 4 times today with a walk, a hit by pitch, another walk, and now the single. Guy that they like a lot.
Action in that Cardinal bullpen, too. Riley O'Brien was throwing, so is Chris Roycroft.
These are the 2 most dangerous hitters in this lineup, the next 2 batters. Herrera's been on 3 times today. He's got a double. First pitch changeup at his back foot, misses, ball 1. And Burleson's just a good, solid hitter. He's got a double today. 1 for 4. Jordan Walker's grand slam changed the look of this game in a hurry back in the 5th. The 1-0, swinging a line drive into the netting down the left field line. Any team would take this guy. He's a DH most days. He's the backup catcher, but he caught yesterday, mostly a DH. Guy walks as often as he strikes out. Extra base power, bat to ball skills, 1-1. Ground ball foul over by the Tigers dugout. 1-2 on Herrera. So far for Herrera, just a 6 for 27 start, but more walks than strikeouts. 6 walks, 4 strikeouts. Very open stance. The 1-2. Curveball down. See the stance from time to time. Right foot is at the back of the right-handed batter's box. The left foot is on the side of the right-handed batter's box. And he dives into home plate as the pitch is delivered. 2-2. Swing and a foul tap off of Dylan Dingler. Count stays 2-2. 9-6 Tigers are in the 8th inning. This operated broadcast presented by Authority. The Detroit Tigers may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Rain has begun to fall. People streaming for cover. It's getting a little bit heavier. The 2-2. Swinging it a little tap foul down the third base line.
Herrera has one of those stances. He tried it one day in BP, and it worked. And he said, I'm going to take this in the game. You got to be some kind of strong to hit from a stance like that.
The 2-2. Swing and a pop-up. Will be playable. Long run for Torkelson. Dives! Oh, just out of his glove. What an effort. A dead sprint into foul territory down the right field line. Laid out. And it just was out of his reach.
He did a good job trying to get there. That's that one, and he knows where Vierling's playing. He's not a factor. Labor Torres is pulled way up the middle, so there's one guy that's got any chance to catch that ball, and he went after it and just missed it.
This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat on Herrera at the plate. 2-2. Ground ball hard up the middle, backhanded by Torres. He's going to turn and throw to first. Nice play. Made it look easy. He was heading toward the third baseline. A nice little easy flick over to Torkelson at first. A 4-3 put out ends the top of the 8th inning. Tigers bat bottom of the 8th inning in the rain in Detroit. They've got a 9-6 lead. This is the home of Detroit Tigers.
In baseball, great teams know one thing: smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
All schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week.
It is gone.
Live look-ins every night and post-game reactions from the biggest stars on MLB Tonight.
Good to get that win today, but got to keep going.
It's showtime on the home of baseball. Opening week on MLB Network, presented by Adobe. Coverage continues.
It's going down.
Today's game brought to you in part by Corwell Health, reminding you together we can overcome any obstacle, fight any battle. Zach McKinstry's had a good day at the plate. 2-run home run, RBI single off a righty who limited lefties to a 117 batting average last year. Good at-bats today. Strike one, new pitcher is Chris Roycroft. We saw him in the game yesterday. The 0-1 pitch fouled out of play. Quickly 0-2 on McKinstry.
Yeah, simple arsenal from Roycroft. Four-seam fastball, cutter, sinker. Loves that sinker and that cutter.
0-2 cutter down and in. Pozo stays in the game. He is now behind the plate. So swap Pozo for Pajes, who started the game. The 1-2 to McKinstry. Four-seam fastball just outside. And Rios stays in the game. He's now at short. The 2-2. Swing and a foul tip. In and out of the glove. The 2-2. Swinging a ground ball fouled on the first base line. 2 for 3 for McKinstry today. Everybody is joined in. Torres with a home run last inning. Carpenter's 3 RBIs. First inning home run really kind of set the tone for the day today. 2-2. Swinging a ground ball to first, down to a knee. Burleson will field over to the bag. Tags it with his left foot. McKinstry bounces out to start the bottom of the 8th inning. Rain falling. Torkelson steps to the plate. This is one guy who hasn't been able to join in the fun today. First pitch cutter on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. The strike one, swinging a line drive, base hit into right. That's a good feeling. Bobbled by Walker. Man, had a tough day out there in right field. Line drive single to right. Good feeling on a day when he had a good swing actually in his third at bat. But you want to be standing on first base at some point.
No doubt. And most of the boys got knocks today. Don't think that he didn't know that, believe me. But he did a nice job. That was a little cutter away. Did exactly what you're supposed to do to it. Line drive the other way. Good to see not just the result, but where that result was for Torque.
Brings up Parker Meadows. He's had a good day. He's been out all 3 times. First pitch cutter on the back door for a called strike one. Defensive changes for the Cardinals. Pozo again behind the plate. So JC moves from shortstop out to left field with Urias now at short, and Church moves from left to center. The strike one. Meadows swings and fouls it out of play through the raindrops into the seats down the left field line. So JC in left, to Church in center, Walker in right, Gorman at third, Rios at short, Weatherholt at second, Burleson at first with Pozo behind the plate. 9-6 Tigers. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Meadows waiting on an 0-2. Roycroft delivers, swinging another foul out of play. Can't get around on that 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Light rain falling. A lot of ponchos out. A lot of people have headed for cover as well. Roycroft works extreme first base side of the rubber. The 0-2 got him. Sinker sinks in at the knees for a called third on Parker Meadows. 2 outs, a man on. Lineup turns over for Matt Bearding. Let's pause right now for station identification. Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Matt Vierling, first pitch, cutter, strike, near the outside corner. Every Tigers home run this year is a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or Pizza Portal pickup. 2 home runs all season through 7 games. 3 home runs today in Game 8. The strike one. Swinging a foul out of play. Vierling's only had a few at-bats so far this year. AJ's still looking for ways to get both he and Jahmai Jones some at-bats. Remember, they faced an Arizona team that had no lefties. Vierling behind 0-2. The pitch. Swinging a foul out of play. Matt likes to let the ball travel a little bit. 1 for 9 so far for Vierling this year. Sacrifice fly in his first at-bat today. Pinch hitting for Colt Keith. This is the leadoff spot. He finished the day with a couple of singles. The 0-2, swinging a foul on the ground behind home plate, just wasting a cutter away.
Yeah, Matt Vierling's a good player. Listen, 2 years ago, he was a 3-WAR player. He was right in the middle of what was going on a team that made the playoffs. They're going to run into some teams that have some lefties stacked up, and he's going to become a very prominent player. Not only that, he can hit righties, too. It's not like he was just poor against right-handed pitching.
Fly ball to right field deep. Walker going back, looking up. It's gone! Right into the camera well by the 340 marker down the right field line. Big 2-out, 2-run home run, first of the year for Matt Vierling, an 11-6 lead for the Tigers.
Yeah, that's a good swing. Really good swing from Matt Vierling. That was a 2-seam fastball, sinking fastball from Roycroft. He was trying to get the backdoor sinker in there. You talked about letting the ball travel, letting the ball get deep. You don't hit that ball hard, much less hit it as hard as Matt did the other way, unless you let it get to the proper spot. He let it do that and then crushed it out to right field. That's a great swing.
4-seam fastball up to Kevin McGonigal. 4 home runs today. Doubles the season total coming into today. 11-6 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Tigers. Cutter misses high. 2-0 on McGonigal. 1 for 4 today. Gorman, third baseman, in tight. Shortstop Urias shades up the middle. Left fielder is Sajasi. He's in a little bit and toward the line on the lefty. The 2-0 up high and tight. Check swing and a 4-seamer up and in. No appeal down to third. 3-0 on McGonigal. Seems like he's on at least a couple of times every game.
That's what good ones do. They find a way.
The 3-0. Called strike on a fastball in. Not what he was looking for. Still looking for his first home run, but a 10 for 30 start with 3 doubles and a triple so far. The 3-1. Strike 2 and a challenge for McGonigal. Instant replay shows it was indeed ball 4. big challenge back in the 5th inning when the Tigers had just seen their lead cut to 7-6 after it was 7-1. Dylan Dingler challenged what looked like strike 3, ended up drawing a walk, and the Tigers added on a run because of that when McKinstry singled one batter later.
Good challenge for a couple reasons. Number one, you don't get to take him home with you. And two, you're finding out just how well Tevin McGonigal knows his home.
Cutter away to Gleyber Torres. 2-run home run for Matt Vierling right down the right field line. The 1-0 to Torres. Sinker low and in. Bullpen again that sure feels like it's going to have trouble protecting leads this year. A lot of guys who don't have much time in the major leagues, and the time they've had in the major leagues, they have not been able to record outs with any consistency. 11-6 Tigers in the bottom of the 8th inning. The 2-0 way off the plate and in. Roycroft's pitch count climbing toward 30. We can make Oliver Marmol use another reliever this inning. Again, anytime you can make him use an extra reliever that he doesn't want to, there's 2 outs in the 8th inning, so likely he's going to let Roycroft try to get through this inning. The 3-0 splits the plate with a sinker for a called strike 1. 2 for 4 for Torres today with that home run last time up. Kind of a misplay by Walker as he bumped into the wall and the ball went right over his glove. At the top of the wall, the 3-1. Swinging a line drive foul down the right field line. That'll free up McGonigal. The count is 3-2 on Torres. Kenley Jansen was getting loose in the Tigers bullpen.
And I think that change of score might have changed some of the plans they had.
Let Tyler Holton work another inning with the 5-run lead. Torres waiting on a 3-2. McGonigal takes off the pitch. It's low. He walked him. Oof. It's been a walk fest, a hit batter fest today.
This has been interesting. It really has. On a day because of the weather. Oh, listen, you always want a quick game, let's be honest. But on a day where you really needed a quick game because you didn't know what the weather was going to do, you got a boatload of walks, hit batsmen, and 17 combined runs scored.
11 walks and 5 hit batters. Or 6 hit batters. 5 by the Tigers. 5 hit batters, right? Yeah, 5 hit batters by Tigers pitchers. Pozo out to have a quick word with Roycroft. Like, hey, you got this, big man, but nobody coming to bail you out. Right. Kerry Carpenter waiting on pitch number 30 of the inning for Roycroft. And it's a 4-seam fastball for a called strike 1. 2-run home run got the scoring started in the first inning. Tigers have scored in every inning except the 2nd and the 6th. And isn't that nice to say? They've scored in 6 of the 8 innings. The strike 1 spins it away. Incredibly, they only scored in 7 innings total on the road trip in 6 games. McGonigal, the runner at second. Gleyber Torres at first. Carpenter waiting on a 1-1. On the way, swing and miss. Oh, he had a pitch he could do damage on, and he swung and missed at a 4-seam fastball. 93 inner half.
Right down in the honey zone, too. That's just trying to do too much. He knew it as soon as it came out of his hand.
High inner half.
You see those and your eyes light up. Next thing you know, you're like, what? Wait, what?
How did I
miss that? You gotta be kidding me.
11-6 Tigers. They've scored 2 on a Matt Vierling home run. They're trying to add on. They've got 2 on with 2 outs. Carpenter waiting on a 1-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh, he got a piece of it. Did he or no? Nobody's quite sure. Kerry Carpenter says, hey, wasn't that a foul tip in and out of his glove? Pozo says, no, I just caught it and then dropped it. Well, it was not a foul tip. That's what Nate Tomlinson has just told Kerry Carpenter. He strikes out. Tigers scored 2 on the Vierling home run. We head to the 9th inning, 11-6 Tigers after 8. On the Detroit Tigers.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
With Geico, you can use the app to easily manage all your policies in one place, so you'll always know where to find everything. It's like instantly locating your car in a massive store parking lot. I found you, you cheeky rascal.
It feels good to find what you're looking for. It feels good to Geico.
From first call to final invoice, ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that automates your entire workflow. Built for visionaries, ready to stop operating and start automating their success. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7.
Clarin.org/ER.
Ninth inning is brought to you by Comerica Bank. If you want to elevate your small business's game, visit Comerica.com/succeed. To learn how Kenley Jansen does take over on the mound. He apparently was ready and just sat down during that long inning. Takes the mound in the 9th inning, protecting an 11-6 lead. Alec Burleson takes the first pitch, cutter up and away. Bobby, what are we going to see with Kenley Jansen on the mound?
It's going to be cutter, and more cutter, and the occasional sinker, and the even less occasional slider.
Works over toward the third base side of the rubber, the 1-0. Whoa. Sailed it right over the glove of Dylan Dingler to the backstop. It's raining pretty heavily right now. This is getting close to being too heavy. Starting to see standing water on the field, as in a lot of standing water on the infield. The 2-0 above the belt. Another cutter, 3-0.
You might be asking, what is Kenley Jansen doing out there? 5-run lead. Raining, all the things. He hasn't worked since the 31st, so at some point, even he probably said, hey, let's go with it.
3-0. Cutter high, walked him. Burleson walks on 4 pitches. It's the new fad this year. It's the oddest thing.
I don't want that to be the end thing. That's not the hotness in 26, okay?
It's not just walks. It's 4-pitch walks.
Over the plate more often is the hotness. That's what we're looking for.
It's not being squeezed. Every 4-pitch walk we've seen has been like big miss, big miss, big miss, and then a big miss. Cutter at the belt for a called strike. And again, we've seen it from Holton. We've seen it. It's a strike thrower. We've seen it from Best. We've seen it from Finnegan. We've seen it from Kenley Jansen now. 5-run lead for the Tigers in the 9th inning. Rain coming down, and it's getting wet. That infield is, well, you can see the lights reflecting off the standing water. Gorman swings and misses. No balls and 2 strikes. A left-handed batter is 0 for 3 today, plus a walk. Can't imagine being too comfortable running the bases right now. The 0-2 swinging a foul down the left field line. It's a heavy. It's gone from light to this is a heavy rain.
Yeah,
we are on the verge of being stopped.
They're about to do something here.
Oof. Man, oh man. Jansen into his set. The strike one, the 0-2, swing and a miss. Just kept working up with the cutter. Gorman strikes out. First out of the ninth inning, and oh my goodness. You could feel it coming.
Yep.
Out comes the grounds crew. 2 outs, or 1 out, ninth inning, 5-run lead, and we're going to have a rain delay. But it's pouring right now.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely pouring.
You can't play in this. There's. You want to get it in. You want to get the complete game in. It comes to a point
but
where
it's player safety right now.
No doubt about it. 100%.
And that infield is nearly underwater. And it's going to take time after they take the tarp off to prepare the field to play again.
And that's the worst part about it. That's the worst part because you're trapping a bunch of standing water under this tarp when they finally get it on.
Wow. Well, 11-6 Tigers, a man on, a man out in the ninth inning. Oh, so close to getting this game in. And now you wait at least 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Before they would call it. And if it looks like the rain might break up an hour after that, I think we wait. So we'll see. Hope that they make the call as quickly as possible. But right now, the rain has come. The Tigers are 2 outs away from an 11-6 win. And while the tarp goes on the field, we will throw it back to our affiliates along the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
And you have Goliath versus Goliath. Like, I'll take that. I want Pacino and De Niro to star in the movie. I don't need Pacino in some former boy bander that they're bringing up that thinks got a real good shot here. Yeah, I'd rather just go see the stars. And that's what this tournament is doing. And I imagine the Final Four ratings will be superb. I don't know how historic or whatever, but this is a massive win. And I ask you, is it because of the era of Cinderella, make like a tree, and get out of here? Were they right? Should Auburn have been a 16 seed? Are you done with that? Auto bids? Nah. If college football got its hands on college basketball, there's 31 auto bids. There's 37 at-large bids. Could you imagine if they got rid of the 31 auto bids and they just say, sorry, 68 auto bids, at-large bids, I'm sorry. No automatic qualifying. You give us your resume, and we pick the 68 best teams, period. If college football had a say, that's what it would do. It would suck. I mean, I love the 31 auto bids. I do. But I don't need to see Sister Jean 3 straight weeks. Oh, rest in peace, by the way. I don't need her 3 straight weeks of this thing. No, you can just go ahead and give me UConn or Duke. I'll just take them. I mean, this year, there was one team that you kind of said, whoa, and I actually had him in my bracket. High Point. We all got high out in the garage on High Point for a good 15 minutes. And then we hopped back in the house and we watched the real teams play in the tournament. And we watched and watched and watched and listened on Westwood One. Kevin Harlan, the best. I didn't want the NIL era to win, man. I didn't. I don't need pro sports in college, but they're there. And most people, more people than before, are watching. And they're winning. And who's getting the money? The mega conferences? And sure, it's just, in my opinion, take a team from a high-level mid-major. Go like the Atlantic 10. Go what will be the Pac-12. Although there's going to be some good teams in the Pac-12 with Gonzaga, San Diego State. Maybe they can hang a little in this new world. But without football money, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Like, it's really, really hard. You got to be like UConn to be able to do this without football money. I'm sorry, man, but my boy over there, Dalton, Mr. Roadhouse himself, big old North Carolina fan. Dude, Michael Jordan went here. The Dean Dome, which, by the way, is like old now. All these titles, Carolina Blue. Okay, well, Michigan is paying more. I don't need to know. I don't even know the name of Michigan's arena. I don't care. They're offering more money. And teams like that were able to live and flourish and grow and dominate under those rules. Carolina, 100%. They're cool. When you're 17, 18 years old, you want to be cool. That's why everybody goes to Oregon in football. They're badass. They invented swag. All due respect to Miami in the 80s for starting it. The uniforms and this, that's what the kids want. It's really hard, in my opinion, to sell them on the 1982 Final Four in the shot anymore. Who's going to pay the most? And, we're seeing these teams, guys, like I said, Michigan's team, it's not all McDonald's All-Americans. Far from it. It's the best player at UAB last year. That's Alabama, Birmingham. That's where they're getting these guys. And they're, what, the best Michigan team ever. I hear that. It's not the Fab Five-ish. We got the 5 best high school dudes. Thank you, Brian Dutcher. Thank you, Steve Fisher. Let's have some fun and let's reinvent and merge hip-hop and basketball like no one has ever done before. Thank you, Fab Five. You made it cool. But this Michigan team I hear is better, and it's built totally differently. It's if you're Michigan, high school kids, I don't know. It's going to have to be a total one-and-doneer, no questions asked. You'll have them for 1 year. But other than that, let's just go get, for example, St. John's, the Johnnies, Rick Pitino. You trust his scouting department? I do. The game winner, the buzzer beater against Kansas. That was a kid who was playing at Idaho State last year in the Big Sky Conference, dropping 18 a night. Last year. This year, he's now a legend with the Johnnies, who are back, and he has buzzer beaters. St. John's is saying, oh, high school badass? Kid from Idaho State dropping 18 a night in the Big Sky? The bus leagues? Yeah, let's bring him in. That's what they're doing, dude. And are we seeing better teams now because of it? You can cut your losses now. If you miss on a kid, hey, we're going in another direction. Thanks. That's all you do now. It's a transaction. And I say all this stuff, and in my head I'm thinking, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. But, dude, we're all watching. And maybe this NIL era is working. 310-840-4910. A very familiar voice will dawn these airwaves next. I'm Johnny Ballgame, Westwood One Sports Night. Download the Westwood One Sports app.
The Raiders have signed veteran quarterback Kirk Cousins. Will he start over the expected #1 pick, Fernando Mendoza? The NFL never sleeps, and neither do we. Westwood One Sports.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Spring means warmer weather, blooming flowers, and a whole lot of pollen. Don't let your automobile turn into a pollen mobile. Stop by Tidal Wave Auto Spa for a top-of-the-line wash starting at just $15. In no time, you'll be driving away with that clean car happy feeling and a brilliant shine. Plus, every wash includes free vacuums, microfiber towels, and interior cleaning spray to keep your whole car looking its best. Tidal Wave Auto Spa makes it fast and easy. Find a location near you at TidalWaveAutoSpa.com.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
Furnished by IntelliBrands. Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Get an Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact. Improve your flexibility and balance. Strengthen and tone your legs.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better, and it makes me feel stronger too.
My circulation is moving. I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
It's so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. And for a limited time, get a free upgrade to our deluxe bundle with a faster motor, sport mat, and wireless remote. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Smiles are powerful. A simple smile can light up a whole room. And for 25 years, Smile Train has been lighting up the world with smiles. And each smile marks a step towards a brighter future. As the world's largest cleft lip and palate charity, Smile Train has supported more than 2 million life-changing cleft surgeries in over 90 countries, leaving a legacy of resilience, joy, and beaming smiles for generations of children. To learn more about cleft lips and palates and how Smile Train is supporting the cleft community all over the world, please visit smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, lighting up the world with smiles for 25 years.
Slim Shadys are just imitating, so won't the real Slim Shady please stand up, please stand up, please stand up, because I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm
Westwood One Sports presents Josh Graham.
Please stand up, please stand up.
Oh, in a second, you're going to hear that sweet graham cracker crunch of a sports radio voice. This is his time slot. He took the day off, but the suits at Westwood One are making him do at least one shift with the new guy over here. I'm Johnny Ballgame filling in. Let's get to the hotline. Josh Graham from the house that Peyton Manning built, Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis. Oh, Josh Graham, thanks for giving us some time, dude. Today must not suck for you.
Oh, this is, as a kid who grew up on Tobacco Road in North Carolina, today is as good as it gets. And being in Indianapolis and starting to see this place fill up, a lot of orange getting ready for this first game, Illinois and UConn, but a special Final Four when you consider two passionate fan bases seeing their team get to this stage for the first time in over 2 decades. Illinois since 2005, Arizona since 2001, and then name brands. UConn, you could call them a blue blood, you could call them a new blood. They're back here again, and you know that the Husky faithful will be well represented. And then there's Michigan knocking on the door for the 5th time since their national championship win in 1989, looking to break through. The storylines are endless. The cup is overflowing, John.
It is Goliath versus Goliath. This is what we want from the Final Four, Josh Graham. This is the Super Bowl for you, man. So it means a lot more. You're a Tobacco Road guy, too. Tell us, put us inside your head. Let us see what you see, but more importantly, feel what you are feeling, Josh.
I am feeling really good because I just had a cake pop and a barbecue pulled pork plate. I assume that's exactly what you meant when you asked what I was feeling and what I was seeing. But instead, getting to the basketball front, tonight's games are fascinating for completely different reasons. You have a run-it-back game between UConn and Illinois. These teams played way back in December, but these teams were completely different at that time. UConn won the game by 13 points, but Terrace Reed was coming back from an injury. He only played 15 minutes, scored 2 points, got in foul trouble. He's not the guy who's averaging in this tournament 21 a game and 13 rebounds. On the same token, though, Keaton Wagler wasn't Keaton Wagler. And how a 6'6" point guard who shoots 40% from three as a freshman gets overlooked in the state of Kansas as the Kansas High School Player of the Year by both the Jayhawks and K-State is well beyond me. But Illinois and Brad Underwood are certainly happy they have him in their lineup, and they're going to need him to have a big night to get past Dan Hurley's Huskies.
Well, Josh, who do you think wins tonight? Let's cut to the chase, Graham Cracker.
I'm going to go with experience. I'm going to go with seniority when it comes to picks because this is the part where it is relevant to see. I wish you could see what it looks like here because it's hard to express the difference in venue playing in a football stadium and having that court right at the center of it versus what these kids have played in literally every other game in their lives. So being on the stage, it has merits, both as a player and as a coach. And with UConn, you have Alex Caravan, who's won 2 national championships, and you have Solo Ball, and you have Jaden Ross, and you have Jalen Stewart, who have been part of that last championship team a couple of years ago, who know what this stage is about, and they're not going to back down from it whatsoever. Dan Hurley winning 2 national titles. Brad Underwood, this is his 39th year in coaching. He's 62 years old, and he's never been to the Final Four in any capacity as a coach. So he's here dealing with those differences, those elements. We mentioned how young their team is and how they haven't been on this stage. I think that's going to play to UConn's advantage, and UConn just had Illinois' number, not just the 13-point win this year, but don't forget they met in the Elite Eight 2 years ago. A 30-0 UConn run in that game in a rout. As for the headliner tonight, Michigan-Arizona, what's most interesting there is what you trust more. That's a game that's going to be decided in the margins. And what I trust more in a setting such as this is size. It's your ability to get a bucket when the game isn't as pretty as you want it to be. and I'm going to lean on Michigan's front line. I'm going to lean on Adi Mara, 7 feet tall. I'm going to lean on Yaxel Lindeborg, who's a first-team All-American, while Arizona doesn't have a first or a second-team All-American on their roster. And I'm going to lean on a team that has all 5 of their starters sophomores or older, 4 of them being upperclassmen, over a Arizona team that really leans on freshman teenagers like Koa P, Braden Burries, and Karchinkov as well. That's why I give the edge to Michigan, and I give the edge to UConn tonight. And I think that also, John, would set up the best possible championship matchup in terms of appeal, having Dan Hurley and the UConn Huskies facing a brand like Michigan, trying to end the Big Ten's title drought that is now 26 years old.
Well said. Josh Graham with us, Josh Graham Show, Johnny Ballgame filling in here. Josh, from Indianapolis at the Final Four. All right, I think Michigan wins too. Who do you want to win? What's Josh Graham? You're at the Final Four as a fan too. The hell are you rooting for?
No, my rooting interest, honestly, the rooting interest, this is going to upset most of the people in the building here because there's going to be a lot of orange here tonight. My rooting interest is UConn, just because I think regardless of what you get in the championship, you would have much more storylines regarding the Huskies, including maybe the greatest title run of the modern history of college basketball. 3 titles in 4 years. That could be on the line for the Huskies if they win tonight, and that intrigues me. And in terms of Arizona, Michigan, I just want a fabulous game tonight, and I think we're going to get it. If I had to root on one of the two, I'd probably just root Arizona. But what's interesting as well, John, there are 7 active head coaches in the sport that have won a national championship. That's it. And only 2 of them are younger than 55. Dan Hurley and Todd Golden, who won a year ago. Dusty May and Tommy Lloyd could add to that list, and college basketball could do a lot to have another young coaching star in the sport really make a name for themselves on this big stage in Indianapolis.
A 30,000-foot view from the 2026 tournament from Josh Graham's perspective, heading into the Final Four, tipping off here momentarily. How's this tournament been for you?
Oh, it's been fabulous. We were told at the start of this tournament, it's all chalk now. 4 number 1 seeds went last year, and you're not going to see any surprises or upsets or anything. And yet we get a 9 seed in Iowa getting to the Elite Eights. We see the Illinois Fighting Illini making their first trip in 21 years as a 3 seed. UConn obviously being a 2. What a shocking finish that was to beat Duke on Sunday night. I think anytime you doubt this tournament, anytime you pretend to have it figured out, this tournament, it zags on you. And that's what makes it such a beautiful event and the best postseason in all of sports.
Listen to this. Josh Graham of the Josh Graham Show on the Josh Graham Show as a guest who with Johnny Ballgame filling in, just spitting. I'm going to talk about this throughout these next couple hours, Josh, and that is the biggest, baddest college basketball team of your lifetime. And people are going to call in. The cool thing about this is every single person has that. In most of the cases, they're different eras. For me, I'd probably go with UNLV 1990, 1991. They were in the Big West, okay? And nobody cared. They were the biggest, baddest team in the country. And for me, growing up as a kid, had a huge impact on me. And I think big, bad college hoops teams, I always go back to those the Shark teams in the late 80s, early 90s. Where do you go? Who's the biggest, baddest team of your lifetime?
Well, I know what the producer of this show, Will Dalton's answer is. I don't know if you asked him that question. I guarantee you he's going to say the 2009 North Carolina Tar Heels.
09 Tar Heels.
There it is, right there.
But
to me, my brain goes 4 different places. It's 4 teams that come to mind. Because again, it's 2001 Duke comes to mind. That's the last time Arizona made it to the Final Four, and they lost to this Duke team in the title game. You're talking about Shane Battier, Carlos Boozer, Jay Williams, talent all over the place. Yes, that 2009 Tar Heel team rolled through everybody, and they're on the list with Tyler Hansborough and an older squad that ran it back after falling short in 2008. Then I go to 2018 Villanova, and 2024 UConn as teams that just obliterated the field on their way to a national championship. And it's funny you bring up that UNLV team, because right now on the scoreboard at Lucas Oil Stadium, they're showing the finish to that epic UNLV Duke game from 1991.
Oh, that was in Indy, right?
Yeah,
that was in Indy.
35 years ago, and it was Coach K's first title. So they have that on the scoreboard right now as we're speaking to you.
Are you a fan of this era? And I think you caught a little bit of my last segment filling in here, Josh Graham, where it's like, yeah, college sports in general. I mean, the off seasons are just a disaster now. Unlimited free agency, free market system every single year, and it's chaotic at best. But is it working, Josh Graham?
It's a mess for the coaches, but from an entertainment perspective, it's as good as it's been in a long, long time. Because, John, like what we hearken for, what you're talking about with UNLV, what makes that team great, dominant, what we were talking about with 2001 Duke and 2009 Carolina, it's knowing these players and them sticking around long periods of time. And while there are some cons that come along with what we've seen, we have seen college players stick around longer. And Rick Pitino actually made this point, saying the talent level is better now than at any other point he's coached, because you could pay the international players in Europe to come in and play, because it pays better in college than it does in the pro leagues in Europe. So we're seeing the elevation of quality of play, and we're seeing guys stick around longer because they're being paid as a result. And while there's some warts that come with that, and you're acknowledging them, and they certainly make a pain in the ass for college coaches, I think the pros outweigh the cons, and the ratings are reflecting that as well, that the college game is a really fun watch right now. And the NBA might want to take note, because the biggest critique of the NBA is lack of urgency in the regular season. It's a 31-game regular season sprint in college. You don't have players taking the night off. It's fun to watch night to night, and the games have more meaning. And then you get into the best postseason in sports, where it truly doesn't get better than what we're about to see tonight.
Yeah, well said. I watch college basketball preferably over the NBA now, and I did not grow up with that. I was all NBA, but I think that's a whole nother conversation hopefully we can have down the road. Josh Graham with us. It's the Josh Graham Show, Westwood One Sports Night. Johnny Ballgame filling in for him. This bigger picture, and I got one question on Gino in a second, too, on the statement he released with UConn. But the last part is the little guy. What do you say to a fan whose favorite team is in the Atlantic 10 or the Mountain West or the Pac-12 or any of these the MAC, where, I mean, dude, getting to the tournament one and then having the separation. Josh, you have teams with $15 million payrolls playing teams with $15,000 payrolls.
What I would say to them, because I am an alum from one of those schools. I went to East Carolina University, who hasn't been to the NCAA tournament since 1993, and they're the American Conference. Go Pirates, ARG, the whole thing. But what I would say is the NCAA tournament is great, but college basketball is great throughout the season. And you have a conference that you play in, and that you have access to this great tournament always through potentially winning it. And that's what's great. Everybody has access to it, and this tournament's a celebration. 16 seeds know when they enter this tournament they have no shot at winning it, but they won their league, and they had a great year. And just because you don't win 6 in a row in March doesn't mean you don't have a great season. And what I would say to those in the A-10, if you win the A-10, that deserves to be celebrated. VCU, shout out to you. But we tend to do this sometimes, and this is the professionalization of college sports that I think is impacting this. We're certainly seeing it in college football, and it's annoying with the playoff that success is only being defined by the postseason, not with what you do in the regular season, not what you do in your conference tournament. And I think that's a wrong way to think about it, because college sports is great within all the different silos and the different corners, the little nooks and crannies across the country, and the smaller conferences that make up the whole.
You got to enjoy the journey. You have to enjoy the journey with it, for sure. Josh Graham, when you first saw, live or whatnot, Gino Auriemma and Dawn Staley last night, what was in your head?
I I was live right after it happened last night, was on until 3 o'clock this morning on Westwood One Sports, and I thought it was embarrassing for Gino Auriemma just because you might have points, but no one wants to hear it after you lost for the first time this year and you lost by double digits, that you're going to make a big deal about that. What people love to see with their sports teams, especially the great teams that don't lose very often, that when you do, you lose graciously. And he didn't do that. And the excuse that he gave to warrant his behavior, both at the end of the third quarter with Holly Rowe and in the postgame, it didn't meet. It didn't match. And while it's easy to dunk on Gino Auriemma for all that today, I will say this as well. I acknowledge somebody who's willing to recognize a mistake and apologize for that. You don't see that very often nowadays. In fact, you have PR specialists and strategists saying, don't apologize. It just attracts more attention to the mistake that you made, and no one's going to accept an apology. I do, yeah. And I'm glad that Gino Auriemma did that, and I think that deserves acknowledgement as well if we're going to knock him for the short fallings.
So my next question, you're giving him a pass. Gino Auriemma, Josh Graham's giving him a pass.
No, I don't know what it looks like when you don't give him a pass. You call it embarrassing. That's what it was. But you can separate that from also, okay, that's in the past. How do you act moving forward? And Gino Auriemma, after making a bad decision, made a good one today in an effort to try to make it right.
I'm with you. I mean, this is a guy who was, let's be honest. He was the face of women's basketball for probably 20 years in this country. He is no longer, and that's fine. That goes to show how impactful he was. He lifted an entire sport. So hopefully this is a, nothing burger, move on. It's Gino. Yeah, he hates losing. Let's forget about it and figure out what's next in the world of women's basketball. That's kind of the boat I'm sailing in right now too, Josh Graham. It was a bad look, but what the hell, man? Gino ultimately has been amazing for women's basketball. Josh Graham, fun having you on, dude. I love it. I'm on. You been on your show before?
Believe it or not, this is not the first time that this has happened, as they have me going places and doing things. But I so greatly appreciate you sitting in. I hope you enjoy the games tonight, and I hope we can connect somewhere down the line, John. Thanks for keeping the seat warm.
Absolutely. There he is, Josh Graham. Appreciate you. Westwood One Sports Night. Josh Graham, I'm Johnny Ballgame filling in. And we have 2 full more hours. I have NFL. Gosh, the quarterback market. Did John Schneider teach us something about quarterbacking in the NFL and how to find it and how to nurture it? Has he? I want to talk some NFL coming up. North Carolina gig and, one little Final Four talk before the games tip off. It's Westwood One Sports Night. I'm John Mallory. Download the Westwood One Sports app.
Westwood One! We are live from the Final Four in Indianapolis, bringing you exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes practice insight, and the headlines shaping college basketball's biggest stage. From your official home of the NCAA tournament, Westwood One Sports.
Springfest is happening now at Lowe's. Keep the spotlight on your yard with Stay Green Premium 2 cubic foot mulch, 5 bags for $10. Plus, when you want more help indoors, get up to 40% off select major appliances that help you supercharge your chores. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid to 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Presented by Robinhood.
It crosses. Spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Pollen season is here, so don't let your automobile turn into a pollen mobile. Swing by Tidal Wave Auto Spa and wash it away with a top-of-the-line wash. Plus, enjoy free vacuums, microfiber towels, and interior cleaning spray with every visit. With our GravX4 Shine technology, your car leaves cleaner and shinier in minutes. It's fast, easy, and leaves you with that clean car happy feeling every time. Get back on the road and shining bright. Find a location near you at TidalWaveAutoSpa.com.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan. During halftime or overtime, from spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play. All from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
Furnished by IntelliBrands. Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Get an Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact. Improve your flexibility and balance. Strengthen and tone your legs.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better, and it makes me feel stronger too.
My circulation is moving. I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
It's so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. And for a limited time, get a free upgrade to our deluxe bundle with a faster motor, sport mat, and wireless remote. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Smiles are powerful. A simple smile can light up a whole room. And for 25 years, Smile Train has been lighting up the world with smiles. And each smile marks a step towards a brighter future. As the world's largest cleft lip and palate charity, Smile Train has supported more than 2 million life-changing cleft surgeries in over 90 countries, leaving a legacy of resilience, joy, and beaming smiles for generations of children. To learn more about cleft lips and palates and how Smile Train is supporting the cleft community all over the world, please visit smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, lighting up the world with smiles for 25 years.
Johnny Ball Game, John Mallory filling in for the Josh Graham Show today. Typically on Westwood One Sunday nights, kind of that late night, overnight window. Good stuff with Josh Graham earlier. We'll get to the NFL here in a second. 310-840-4910. I think it's going to be an all Big Ten championship, and I have no problem saying that. I hope UConn wins. I love the story. Hell yes. I would love Danny Hurley to face winning 3 championships in 4 years. That'd be the best, man. I would love that. Sure, yes. But I think Illinois is going to win. Hope I'm wrong. But I'm kind of going with the Big Ten right now. Feels like that's kind of what you should do with college athletics. You know, look what they're doing in football. Here they are in hoops as well. I thought Michigan, from wire to wire, if there could have been, was the best team in the country this year. Wire to wire, Michigan. They had a little slump there, got picked off a couple of times, but the tournament, it's been an easy peasy. You know, you talk Dalton Roadhouse about the 08-09 North Carolina Tar Heel team. There wasn't even a game that was close in that run.
No.
That's
they won
what
by a
Michigan,
record margin.
Was it record? That's what Michigan has done so far to this tournament on that. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. But, yeah, that North Carolina team, I mean, they completely dominated a tournament. It's rare you see that, where a team like those Florida teams with Billy Donovan, the Noah squad, they just completely dominated those tournaments. Corey Brewer, Al Horford, yeah, those teams. Who was the biggest, baddest men's college basketball team of your life? Who comes to mind? Dalton, he's got the 09 Heels. I'm going with the 90 Runnin' Rebels, even though the 91 team was better, but they lost to Duke. But just that UNLV team, just badasses. 3 lottery picks. That's my squad. The biggest, baddest team I ever saw. I saw them in the Kingdome in the regional final in like 1990. I was just a little kid. And they were a big deal. And the problem I have with college basketball now is I don't think we get that anymore. You don't get 3 years. No, you get 7 months. Right? They're on campus for 8 months. And then even Michigan, even Illinois, you got to rebuild, reload everything every single year. So you don't get that, well, hey, man, look who we have coming back thing. You don't get that here. That doesn't exist anymore in this landscape. And again, I didn't want to like it, but it's like I think I am. I liked Cinderella. I thought it was bitchin', man. I loved it. By the way, shout out to the Westwood One Sports Night YouTube crowd right now. Comments are live and kicking. And I just got to throw this one out there, too. Whatever happened, my producer doesn't know this, he's a kid. Whatever happened to the badass shoe commercials? It started with Mars Blackman. It's got to be the shoes, Michael Jordan. I remember Charles Barkley versus Godzilla. Remember those with the 180 Air Max? Those were bitchin' shoes. Remember Barkley on Godzilla? I remember David Robinson, the rookie, had to do all the hazing things, and he was shining shoes and stuff. But I will never forget Baby Penny, and I will never forget Grandmama Larry Johnson in a grandma suit dunking on dudes at the gym. And I wanted to buy, I still remember the shoe, Converse React Juice. And I was like, Mom, I want some of that React Juice. It was gel in the back of his shoe. But Larry Johnson was dunking on dudes, and Grandmama was built. And that is part of the reason I'm leaving the NBA. I don't want to be, but the NBA is doing this to me. Back then, the NBA had cool things like that. Is there a good shoe commercial right now, my producer, Will Dalton? Can you think of a really good shoe commercial?
I mean, the New Balances with Cooper Flag are all right, and Ohtani and Tyrese Maxey. But it probably doesn't compare to the time you're talking about. I guarantee you it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, the shoe commercials, I mean, you had Spike Lee and Michael Jordan, and they did a whole series. and it was like the coolest thing ever, you know? And anyway, I just think the league, the NBA did a much better job growing its characters back then. Like and I'll be serious, okay, who are the characters of the NBA right now? Slippy, Slappy, Swami. I mean, not one pops in. But you could take me back 35 years. Oh, characters. First we'll start with Sir Charles. Let me throw in a little Dennis Rodman or just the whole Bad Boys Pistons. Just put that whole squad in. Characters in the league. I don't see that as much. Great stuff. Great first hour, Josh Graham. I'm Johnny Ballgame filling in on Westwood One Sports Night NFL. And I'm going to say something and you're going to say, gosh, who is this idiot? Is quarterback overrated? 310-840-4910. And if you have a shoe commercial that I'm forgetting, speak now or forever hold it. I'll even go best commercial ever, best Super Bowl commercial ever. Michael Jordan and Larry Bird over the scoreboard, through the window, off the glass, nothing but net. All right, NFL. I'm Johnny Ballgame filling in for Josh Graham on Westwood One Sports.
This is Westwood One Sports.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes,
Welcome back
and
to
get
Comerica Park in
coverage.
downtown
You can
Detroit,
get
where today's game is officially now in the books. The rain stopped, the tarp came off, but the field was basically unplayable. Quick consultation with Major League Baseball, and umpires, after a little bit of discussion, determined that this game was over, and the Tigers take an 11-6 win from the St. Louis Cardinals. In case you missed it, it was a man on, a man out in the top of the ninth inning. Tigers trying to get the game in. Tigers and Cardinals trying to get the game in. The rain just got heavier and heavier. Finally had to pull the tarp, but the field was almost underwater at that point. When they took the tarp off, it looked about the same. And, Bobby, you saw it right away. There was no rush to get the field ready because there was just no way they were going to be able to get it ready.
Yeah, just because of how much water this field absorbed before they were able to get the tarp on. It was going to be a Herculean effort to get it playable. Was it going to be able to be done in an expedient amount of time? And then also, too, what long-term damage could you do to the field?
With all that dry dust, right?
If you put all that diamond dry down, it's going to be detrimental to the playing surface moving forward. So I think the right decision was made, and fortunately it was made in a reasonable amount of time.
Tigers win it by the final score of 11-6. Bobby and I are back to talk about it after this on the Detroit Tigers.
In baseball, great teams know one thing. Smart defense wins championships. The same is true when it comes to protecting yourself. That's why more Americans are starting with Byrna Less Lethal. Byrna Less Lethal personal protection products are designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes, giving you time to get to safety and call for help. Byrna is proudly American and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Play smarter defense. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA. Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Springfest means more sun, more fun, and more free at Lowe's. Keep your yard in line with an additional free Ego 56-volt battery when you buy a select Ego mower, trimmer, or blower. Plus, keep landscaping fresh with Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil, 5 bags for $10. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Paul schemes.
And all eyes are on.
I said sharing is in sharing 4-in-1 sticks. 16 sticks with bacon, pepperoni, jalapeno, and cheese, all with dippable crazy sauce for only $7.99.
That's perfect for sharing.
It's Little Caesars 4-in-1 sticks for only $7.99.
Pizza. Plus tax where applicable. Available at participating locations for a limited time. Prices may vary. Prices higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and third-party online sites.
Detroit Tigers postgame from the Metro Detroit Buick GMC Dealers broadcast booth. Here are Dan Dickerson and Bobby Scales.
Tigers win 11-6. Player of the game brought to you by Pennington Grass Seed, the official grass seed of the Detroit Tigers. Bobby, I just think we give this to the entire offense because everybody contributed to this 11-6 win today.
Yeah, Dan, I can't agree with you more. It means one of those days where we ask for more runs in a more consistent fashion. You got those from a team that, quite frankly, the starters and the bullpen, a little bit challenged down there. This was a game you should have taken advantage of, and they did that.
Tigers win it by the final score of 11-6. Stat of the game is brought to you by McLaren Health, the official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. 11 runs on 12 hits. This game it didn't have the greatest of paces because it was a bit of a slog because 6 walks on both sides, 6 hit batters in this game. It was, there was a lot of traffic on the base paths, let's put it that way. But our stat of the game is 11 runs on 12 hits and, Bobby, the 4 home runs. We know this team has power. We just hadn't seen it other than Dylan Dingler's 2 home runs through the first 7 games.
Yeah, you saw a couple guys break out today. Zach McKinstry hit a homer. You got one late by Matt Vierling. So it was good to see the boys break out with the power. And it's just good to see the offense clicking on all cylinders, a number of walks, a bunch of traffic on the bases. That's when the Tigers are best, when they have a bunch of traffic.
We thought coming in this would be some good matchups against Cardinals pitching, and it's turned out to be that way. In terms of these are pitch-to-contact pitchers for the most part, and the Tigers have absolutely taken advantage with a lot of quality at-bats.
Yeah, they have. There's been a lot of pitches in the middle of the plate. Sometimes when these pitch-to-contact pitchers are on, they can get you off balance or on the edges of the plate. But when they come in the middle, you got to do damage. You got to hurt them, and that's what the Tigers have been able to do, especially today.
Big hit of the game brought to you by Little Caesars. Order online for delivery or Pizza Portal pickup. You wanted to get to Dustin May just because he's a guy who has struggled. He's got a big arm, but if he gets on a roll, he can actually put together some good innings. So to me, the big hit of the game was Kerry Carpenter's 2-run